Hello and welcome to Boarding Party's D&D campaign. Featuring Bentley Woods, CJ, D. Blackwater, Milo Reuter, and Phoebe Wilhine. I'm Drew, the Game Master for the Laris region. Milo sets off towards Oriander in the hopes of using his power to purify the surviving Tauros and assess the damage left in their wake. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome. Final preparation stuff. Today, I'm joined by Milo.
Hello.
Milo has some things he'd like to do by himself. That may or may not involve returning to one of the first places you guys ever visited.
True.
For the moment,
Yes.
you're in Greengate.
Yes.
You have a day to kill in Greengate.
Yes. Had a chat with CJ, and I'm taking off from there. I'm not gonna go at night. 'Cause
okay.
If
Not
memory
riding,
serves,
not riding
I can
with
just
Maynard.
go south from Greengate straight to Oriander.
Yeah. You just follow that route.
Yeah.
The route that no one's ever gone down.
Yep. So we're
New
gonna
tech.
fly down that route, because I don't have anything I really want to tackle here today, and they're going to Ambercrag after, and I don't really have anything I want to tackle there. So rather than lose a day and a half, even if this is a day of flight travel or whatever, it's probably gonna be about the same-ish.
Yeah.
And it might be interesting to gain or not gain any intel on this new route. Maybe things are looking good and we're A-okay, but maybe things are looking bad, and that's good to know, you know? So
Yeah. Route 102 is a unique place in that it's, I believe, the only route you guys have never traveled except for Route 120 from Beaversby. Interesting. Okay. Well, if you take off from Greengate and pass through the literal Green Gate, hop upon Bullet, and fly up through the canopy, yeah, it's a pretty long flight, but Bullet is supernaturally fast, as are you with your wingsuit. It's easy enough. You start flying. It takes you maybe 30-ish minutes to reach the southern edge of the forest.
okay.
Over Greengate, as you kind of it goes from being like ridiculously thick trees to
Yeah.
normal forested trees.
Yeah.
No supernatural influences down here.
So, and then just to hammer it home, I'm not looking to do 360 deck scans. I'm just wanting to
You just want to go.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if there's anything like stupid obvious, like a big meteor or something, then I'll take a look at it.
Yeah.
But if everything like on a high level, like natural perception looks normal, then it looks normal and we go.
Perfect. Yeah, it's pretty much, it's very oddly similar to the sort of first patch that you guys have traveled on between Oriander and Alluvia. Lightly wooded areas, little bit of wildlife hither and thither, but nothing too crazy. No signs of any moon touch out here. You do see a bunker door because your passive perception is through the ceiling as you're flying down. Just something that you kind of clock.
In the middle of the route.
A little bit off to the side, but from your aerial view looking down, it's a lot more obvious. There's kind of this very rigid-edged structure that doesn't look natural. It looks like it's meant to resemble a hill, but from up above, that kind of falls apart, and you see it's kind of like Lost, a little hatch door up top. And you mostly just catch like the reflection of the sun in there. But doesn't seem like anything's going on around that, but that would be the only abnormal or unnatural thing.
Okay. Interesting.
But otherwise, you and Bullet coast over this sort of lightly wooded route. Towards the end of the day, from your vantage point, you do see Oriander off in the distance. Because, again, Bullet's really fast. This would usually take about a week if you were walking. The path is not the best. It's not very well traveled because it's so long. But you and Bullet just literally as the big bird flies.
Yeah, what's walking speed in D&D terms?
About 20-ish miles a day, depending on how fast you want to go.
But like if in terms of combat, like I can move 30 feet in a round of combat, so that's running.
That's like sprinting.
Yeah, like what would be walking?
Walking,
like 10.
Probably like close to 15, I would imagine.
Like 15 feet
15
every
feet every
6
seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, and then flying, Bullet can do up to...
He can do, I believe, like 120
yeah,
feet in 6 seconds.
With an agility boost. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
almost
like you're
10 times as fast.
Yeah, you're like supernaturally quick.
So if it just...
I do it all the time. Anytime I'm like, how fast am I?
I did the math. Let's see, if you have 7... If it was a week, did you say it was a week?
Yeah, it's about a week.
It's 168 hours, so that times that. And if I'm doing 120 second divided into minutes, yeah, it'd be about an hour and a half.
I'll allow it. Yeah, never mind. You make it very, very quickly.
But even if we're not doing agility level paces and we're not pushing our limits, we could do that in a bit.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I'll say with Bullet being super fast, and since you're kind of just head down, travel quickly, easy enough. You can make it to Oriander by like noon. That's fine. Especially if you're not looking for trouble, nothing's gonna try to chase down a Firo that's going, 65 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Or something crazy. So yeah, I'll allow it. We'll say for sake of argument, you can make it to Oriander by like late afternoon.
Yeah.
That's easy enough to do. Because again, Bullet's super fast. Alnamir will relatively keep pace with you in a bird form.
Yeah.
Flying behind.
It'd be like a 16-hour flight.
Yeah. So you guys will get there. I'll say if you were to fly through the night as well, there's literally zero issue. But we can chalk in a rest somewhere, because I'd imagine Bullet would kind of perk down at least for like an hour, take a rest, and then you guys are good and up and good to go. But for the sake of brevity, if you're not looking for trouble will not find you.
Nope.
You arrive at Oriander City, or what's left of it.
Yep.
A big open white field, and from your aerial vantage point, there's a lot of Taurai.
Yeah.
They are quite literally there's just a herd of them. Kind of hard to get an exact count, but they sit mostly stationary, and then there's one biggin. It's this massive quadrupedal creature, huge horns that kind of burgeon out from the side. The entire sort of mantle that would be the sort of Tauros fur scarf mane area has been replaced with, no surprise here, long eldritch tentacles that just interlace and wrap around, and it's just dripping this sickly oil.
Okay.
Richter's gone pretty far. Similar to the other sort of things that you've seen, and the tail at the back as well has been replaced by these like two long like pseudopod looking things. Similar to, for anybody at home, it resembles kind of the tentacles on the back of a displacer beast, but it's similar to like a squid's tentacle on the back, just kind of lurking out of there. And Richter is, as far as you can see, blind. There are no eyes remaining. They have kind of coated over. A similar theme that you've noticed with a lot of these moon-touched creatures.
Yeah, that is. Makes me think if this thing hatches and takes over the planet and there's no moon left, then at night it would be literally black. And they wouldn't need it. But who's to say?
Who's to say?
I would like to take a look around and see if there's any other signs of non-moon touched life anywhere near.
Sure. Let's get a We'll do a the sort of precursory perception or investigation.
24.
There it is. There's those numbers. Okay. Yeah, as you're flying in, you do see Stetson Farms. The sort of fenced outline of Stetson Farms. As you know, big concrete building. And as such, still relatively intact. There's some like scorch marks on the outside from signs of some battle. And there is currently a bit of smoke rising through what looks to be a shattered like skylight window.
From that farm?
Yeah, from like inside the concrete structure.
Okay. Okay, so there might be something in there. Good to know. I would like to see if we go down on like the side somewhere and I pick up just a rock and then fly up ahead and I want to kind of drop it on the herd, but like not where near Richter is, and like just try to see if it hits a Tauros. Like what happens? Does that one freak out? Do they all freak out? Does only Richter come out to investigate? Like what is the reaction if there's something afoot?
Okay, so you grab a rock and you're trying to hit a Tauros?
Yes.
Okay.
We can do it from the sky. Just drop it on.
I'm gonna do something weird. Just go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay.
Twice, because you have surprise on them, but you're just dropping a rock.
A 14 and an 8 were the raw rolls.
Perfect. So you take a little rock and just kind of drop it from above. They don't seem to know or care that you're here. A lot of the Tauros have their eyes shut.
Yeah.
Especially in the kind of harsh sunlight that's still going on. But as you drop a rock, it thunk, smacks into one of them. No reaction until the pebble hits the floor. Or the ground, I guess. When it hits the Tauros, it doesn't flinch. But you're like, oh, that probably did like a little bit of damage.
Yeah.
But that rock bounces to the floor, and the whole herd just shifts towards where that impact sound is.
Okay. Okay. Thoughts are having a birthday.
Sure. Yeah. Thoughts are having a birthday. Yep.
I did have a question.
Okay.
That I was thinking of yesterday, but I wanted to see. I hadn't checked my actual notes to confirm if it was in here. So, on my teleportation skill, it's 100 feet. Let's say the thing is 200 feet away. If I were to do that, am I 100 feet closer and I have to do it twice? Or is that just like not allowed?
Well, let's see. What does the exact thing say? Let's find out.
I don't see it on my list. I have it written on my character sheet.
Okay.
Where
is that you have
teleport within 100 feet if I can see the spot.
Yeah. So you can do that as your movement. So you can go 100 feet. And then you'd have to do it again to go another 100 feet.
Yeah. But I could do that.
Yeah. It doesn't take any like extra effort from you to do. It just takes the amount of time that it would take you to go 30 feet by foot. You can go 100 feet with your mind.
Okay. But in a hypothetical situation.
Yeah. No, ask your questions.
What's the peasant's railgun?
So if you line up 6,000 peasants and they all take their action to hand a spear to the person in front of them, suddenly in 6 seconds it's traveled millions of miles. Yeah.
So if I were to be out of combat,
yeah,
and I can see Freezelock Peak miles in the distance,
yeah,
would I get 100 feet closer and then I could do it again every second? Or do I have to look like on the ground 100 feet and then I go that far.
Think of it like Nightcrawler from the X-Men.
Okay.
If you can see a spot, you can use your movement to get there. So it takes you about 3 seconds to do.
Okay.
You could action to do it again to get another 100 feet. So as long as you are landing somewhere that gives you enough time to react. Out of combat, yeah, it's like quick as blinking.
Here's the dealio.
Yeah.
Where's the biggest building in Oriander that's not the Stetson farm that there's potentially people in?
The Mart.
The Mart?
Yes, the Mart is the only other building that is standing.
Okay, and how
the
close
Pokemon
is
Center
it?
was made of wood and is no longer there.
Gotcha. How big is it?
Roughly the size of like a Circle K.
Okay.
To put it in perspective.
So I don't know how big Richter is, but regardless of the door,
compared to the
could he
building,
fit under the roof?
Yeah, compared to the building, you've seen Richter before. If Milo stands about, I don't know, like 4'6", somewhere around there, child height, I would imagine. Richter is roughly 8 feet high, including that sort of mane on his back.
Okay.
He's got that kind of buffalo hunch.
Okay.
He's really big. The average Tauros is maybe 6 feet high. As for right now, he's massive. But he could feasibly fit in the Mart, yes.
Okay.
It wouldn't be easy, but if he were to like charge the wall and break through, he could get in there. So
I would like to set up a little bit of a spot here. How far away are they from the Mart? Sorry.
They're roughly like, I don't know, maybe a third of a mile, quarter mile away.
Okay.
They're not like on the door.
Just that's all I wanted to make sure of.
They shimmy and shift every now and then. If one of the Tauros kind of just steps for whatever reason, they all shift with it.
Okay. And then I want to ask you a question as a DM.
Yes.
I would like to set up right now, and I'll say it again for camera speak, a bit of a strategy meeting between myself, Wadsworth, and Monty to talk through this.
Yeah.
Totally okay to be all three, but do you want to be one or both of them? Or how would you like to play this out? Because I know it's kind of weird for me to talk to myself as 3 different characters, but...
I'll leave it up to you. If you would rather bounce, I'm not going to give you like a ton of hints.
Yeah, I'm not. That's not,
so
not
it's
what
either
I'm
way.
asking
Yeah.
for. It's not what I'm asking
Yeah.
for. So,
But yeah, if you want to like converse with Wadsworth, I'm more than happy to be a mirror to bounce ideas off of. But
okay. So, Milo's going to set up a little bit of an area in a little further away, probably if there's any other smaller buildings or just behind the Mart then at that point. And he's going to send out Monty and Wadsworth.
Okay.
He's going to give Bullet some rest. Bullet's been doing a lot. All right, guys, we've made it to Oriander. I know we've talked about it a little bit. We've got all of those Tauros over there. Wadsworth, I don't think you've been to Oriander before, but Monty, I know you have. These are pretty much, as far as we know, pending that building over there, potentially some of the last residents of Oriander, and I think we can save them. Now, I have some ideas. I want to bounce them off you, Monty. You know, we've been working on strategic thinking and that stuff, so I want to kind of get some ideas from you and see what you think. How do you think we should tackle it? So I'll let you start. And I will ask Wadsworth to kind of be the mediator so we can have this conversation without having to listen to some squawks and barks.
Yes.
And then
so Milo,
do that.
with your powers growing by the day, much to the chagrin of the comment section, you are capable of speaking into the mind of anything with an intelligence higher than 3.
Oh, okay.
So you can technically communicate with Monty directly.
Okay. Got it. Cool.
You don't have to,
Okay.
but that option is available to you.
Well, then I totally will.
Yeah.
So I will ask.
That option is there.
And can he reciprocate or can
He can.
Okay.
You will likely get from most creatures intention, similar to when CJ was able to kind of read surface thoughts.
Okay.
You're not going to have like a full conversation, but he will understand what you mean and reciprocate in intentions
Okay.
and say like, He's not going to say, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to fight that Tauros, but he might be like, combat.
Yeah, okay. So, I'll just do this to the best of my ability.
Sure.
Stop me if it's too much.
Go for it.
So, saying what I said, Monty would show some concern and be like, we can't take all of them. That's way too many. Like, you can only have 4 of us out and yourself, and there's like, who knows how many.
Yeah, a reasonable concern.
Are we talking like 20 or 100?
Definitely not 100. Probably 30, 40.
Okay.
Somewhere in that range.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And yes, I agree, 100%. So we don't take them all on at once. How should we split them up? And Monty instinctively, given the last couple weeks, ushers something along the realm of, like, find the weakest and take them out.
Yeah. Bully. Bully them.
Yeah. And, like, no. It's, that's, I think if we go that route, then we have more things that are weaker and recovering that we then have to tend for if things go really bad. I think if we get the big guy and we can purify him and then rest tonight, we can use his help to get the rest tomorrow. And they're kind of like a little sketched out by that at first, and Wadsworth's like, that's a tall order. How do we even know we can get him alone? Also a good question. So that's what we need to come up with now. Any immediate opinions from the two of you? If you have like a bad idea you want to throw out that I would never do, you can.
Wadsworth is intelligent enough
to
not be like, we should walk in and start a fight.
Yeah.
Wadsworth will pitch checking inside the mart. There might be something in there that can help you. It's not as though this place gets raided.
True.
Everything will still be in there.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea, because I was kind of thinking of using that as a cage of sorts, but it might be good to check it out first before we do that. Because I'm thinking if we can somehow funnel the rest out and get just him in there, then we can get him to a point where we can cure him. We don't have to get him as beat up as we have in the past, thankfully, but with something this big, I think the weaker the better. The question is, and I'll pose this to Monty, do you think that large bull Richter would be faster than the rest of the herd or slower than the rest of the herd?
Monty, roll an insight or a nature check. I think they're the same. I don't think it really matters, but
23.
Okay, Monty will project to you big muscles, more speed, slower to accelerate. Think of he'll kind of look at Bullet and look at himself.
Yeah.
Faster, quicker acceleration.
Yeah, you're Bowser from Mario Kart. Got it.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah. Once he gets going, he's gonna go.
Yeah.
But it's gonna take him a while to get there.
Yes.
Where the other Tauros are gonna get going really fast.
Yes.
And then cap out. He's just he's
All
Bowser. Right. Exactly. He's Bowser from Mario Kart.
So step one, I think if we do maybe a test or two to have them run, we can see how long it takes for him to separate from the herd. And then once he passes a threshold, we bar the rest off. If we can get him in that Pokemon Mart and keep everyone else out, I think we're good. I.e., kind of what we did recently in that fight with Ruhan with like a pit. If we have like a big moat, if you will, and then a small bridge, and once Richter crosses, we blow out the bridge and the rest can't get through, then we seal them off from each other and we can single him out. So I don't know. What do you think? Do we have Derby start working on that, or do you guys have any other potential ideas on that front?
I will throw it to you as well. Alnamir is with you.
True.
He has done similar things in the past. But he is purely here to assist you.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the kind of individual to offer a suggestion to you, given the position that he's in.
Yeah.
Which is one of deference and reverence to you. But
Okay.
he is there. He has abilities that he can do. That's me saying if you have questions about what he can do, I'm here to answer them.
Alnamir, if
Yes.
in theory we did this and we had a land bridge, or not even, what if we ignore that moat? Do you have the ability to like accelerate natural growth? I know there's a lot of moon-touched nature here, but if you could create a thicket that we could then light on fire after he passes through. We know moon-touched are weak to fire. They might not charge through.
I can make a wall of fire quite easily.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I could entangle the ground. Whichever you would prefer.
Maybe both. And then we can kind of let it go once they calm down.
Yes, I will have to choose between one or the other.
Oh, the entanglement or the fire?
Yes.
I think you do the fire because Derby here can make some difficult terrain.
Yes.
And that might be the way to go. Now, I know you guys aren't going to be thrilled about this, but I think I'm the lure.
Yeah, Wadsworth is like, no, you are not the lure.
The thing is, as we just saw with the rock test, Bullet, who is inarguably the fastest among us, would not really set them off because he's not on the ground. He wouldn't really do much. And running is not Bullet's way to go.
Big clunky bird. It's like an ostrich trying to get up to...
Derby can go 60 feet a second underground. And something like that might work. But if I land there, I can teleport 100 feet every second. And then 100 feet every second. And I can hit the ground and set them off. Zip away. And I can cover that ground really fast. And then you guys can be ready for the offensive. Because I'd rather have the 4 of you ready to start hitting Richter once he's in that Pokemon Mart. I know it's not ideal, and I'm putting myself at risk, but if you think about it, that just might be the best option.
You don't have to convince Alnamir. Alnamir's like, if that is your wish, I will be ready. Wadsworth is just tapping his foot very like, I don't like it, but you are fast.
Am I able to teleport with him? Like, if I were to just hold his hands,
Like, can you bring
look,
someone?
Can I teleport 100 feet with him?
Yeah.
Okay. Compromise. What if you came with me and I teleported you with me? That way, if something were to happen, your innate ability would keep me from at least immediately dying.
This is preferred, yes. I would not like to lose you immediately.
So if we do that, then that can be a plan B as well. Because then I think if something happens and the teleportation ceases to work, we can initiate our sword and shield link and hopefully split the stampede into 2 smaller groups that then Alnamir can divide, and then at least we have 2 smaller camps of them.
If it is your wish, I could put the firewall surrounding us, burning outside.
Yeah, I kind of want... I'm okay with that if we do it around the mart. Because I think with how big Richter is, if we have him not in an open space where thrashing about, he's going to hit like the roof or aisles of product. It kind of gives us a little more buffer, and it might wear him out a little bit more. At least his body as he's hitting all these other things. So I don't know. That's kind of where my head's at. And I'll look to Monty and I'll ask him what he thinks about this plan. And he will recommend, even if we don't use Derby in battle, that we do still use his rototiller ability to make it difficult terrain, because in the long haul, even if you're faster and you're moving, it's half your speed, right?
Yep.
In difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Even at half speed, it's still going to be faster, so he'll still separate at a slower rate, and that gives us more time to set stuff up in the long run, because over time that gap will still get bigger and bigger. It's a great idea. Thanks, self.
Thanks, me. I agree.
So I think that's kind of the plan, and it's getting kind of late at night, right? Because we traveled all day.
Yeah, it's in the like 4 or 5 p.m. thing.
Okay.
Because you would have left at 7 a.m. and we'll
Yeah.
say bullets fast as heck.
So definitely not going to fight him at night. That seems really stupid. So what we'll do is we'll rest tonight. I'm going to do a little bit of recon on that Stetson Farms and take a peek in there and see what's happening. I'm going to leave. I'm going to ask Aldemir to stay here.
Okay.
Monty and Derby together are going to create some difficult terrain near the mart as far as going in.
Okay.
Not get really close to where they're at, but just at least start setting that up a little bit. And Titania as well, to start trying to get like the doors off the mart.
Okay.
So it looks more of like a cave, so it might think to hit there to go in when Richter gets closer. And then Wadsworth and myself will make our way over to the farm.
Okay.
And I'll just ask, should anything get crazy, for Aldemir to shoot like a small green flare or something, so I know I can come back.
He can do that. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, Derby and Monty can kind of get to work with that. Monty can help scope it out. And yeah, the Tauros are over here.
Okay.
For visualization. Richter is like way over there.
By himself?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Richter does not stay with the herd.
Oh.
He seems to be... He's kind of like... It's almost like Pong. He will walk to the edge of where the grass is gray, hit that edge, spin a bit, and go.
It's like a Roomba.
Yeah, he's moving with no visual input. He only deviates from that pattern in the event of noise. If there's noise nearby, he will stop, turn, and charge. But same deal, he does not leave that gray square.
Okay.
But as you head towards Stetson Farm, a place of much mystery, you still see a little campfire, just looking like a little campfire smoke kind of rising through the top of one of the skylights. The overwhelming stench of rotting berries fills your nose.
Okay.
There are still some berries that are on trees that have not rotted, but a lot of them have kind of fallen to the ground in the absence of someone to pick and ship them. And there are 2 sort of marble white humanoid looking statues outside of Stetson Farms that look like they are on approach to a door.
Oof. Okay. And that's it?
At least from the outside.
Okay. Well, I don't want to do anything with that just yet. I kind of want to take a peek inside before we try anything here.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy enough if you approach the door. There is a lock on the outside, but it looks like the person that was close to it had shoved a key in there and twisted it. And then they froze in place holding a key in that lock. But it's not difficult to kind of just like turn the lock, get the key to fall out of their hand without like shattering
Breaking their
them.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the door is there for you if you want to swing it open.
I won't kick it open, but I'll open it.
Okay. As you kind of like push the door on open, it pretty quickly collides with like a desk or something. It opens like an inch or two.
Okay.
And but you hear some shuffling from inside.
I'm gonna put my goggles on real quick.
Mhm.
See if I can see anything emanating outwards, just in case, before I make my next move.
Mercifully, no.
Nope.
The statues are glowing,
Okay.
but nothing, at least from like the little bit you can see through there,
Okay.
nothing too crazy.
I will call out quietly, say, "Hello, is anybody in here? I come in peace."
You hear the sounds of the desk on the other side, kind of like very, very slowly and screechily. It seems like they're trying to be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And you see like a crazed eye of somebody on the other side. You alive? You're not one of them?
No, I'm not one of them.
Quick, get in before they see you.
Okay.
And you hear just enough to like kind of push the door open 3 or 4 inches.
Mm.
And then they kind of just give up for that last bit and just make a little bit of noise as the door kind of swings just wide enough for you to sneak in.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see, give me a history check. Pretty high DC. Been,
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
for us 4 real-time years
Yeah.
since you've been in Oriander City.
I can picture him.
Oh, it's not Merle. It's
Okay.
not Merle.
Okay. History.
Yeah.
25.
25. Okay. It takes you a second in the kind of dim light as they're pushing the door back shut to remember a ranch hand from like background.
The fight.
The first time you arrived here and you met Ansem.
Hmm.
Somebody helping out on his farm.
Gotcha.
You never caught a name
Uh huh.
because when you were here the first time,
Yeah.
high stakes.
He just looks familiar.
She looks familiar.
She looks familiar.
But as she closes the door behind her, spins around, she's just covered in like soot.
Mm.
There's a barely patched up like gash on her forehead.
Mhm.
And you see all of Stetson Farms, all of the equipment is just still in place.
Mm.
There's boxes full of rotting berries. And she does in fact have a small campfire going where she's roasting what looks to be like
Anything she can
burnt
find that's.
and mostly rotted berry, but is just eating kind of around the side to do whatever she can. And there's just scratches on the floor made with like a piece of flint or maybe some chalk. And it's just days and days that she's been in here. How did you get here?
I flew.
You flew?
Yeah, I've got a Pokemon I can fly on.
So you could get us out of here.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Oh, God.
I gotta ask, are there any other threats other than the obvious herd of Tauros, or?
Not in here, thankfully, so far. It's just me left.
Gotcha. What's your name?
Reyna.
Reyna. Nice to meet you. I'm Milo.
Oh, Milo, you have no idea how good it is to see another person.
I can only imagine. Do you know of anyone else in town? We saw Ansem. We got him out of here.
You got Ansem out?
We got Ansem out.
Ansem's, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
You can see she's just relieved. She's like, I set out to try to help the old man, but the city's gone.
For sure.
All the buildings, everything. If anybody was gonna make it, it'd be him. But there was nothing left.
Yeah.
I was in here with Mitch and Alonzo, but they didn't come back from their last supply run.
Are they the two right outside the door?
They must be. I'd imagine.
Gotcha. Well, obviously we're not gonna leave tonight, but
Okay.
we can take a look at things in the morning. I've got just my Pokemon out there by the mart. We were gonna see if there's anything left in there. If you wanna maybe start packing your things and...
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Literally, nothing here is important. It's all been scavenged.
Okay. Just take the night here. I'm gonna be honest with you. We came here to try to help. We have a means of curing some of these Tauros. And
well, that's great. I didn't know that was possible.
If we can manage to get some of them tomorrow, I'm sure you're able to wrangle one once it's cured to ride. I would recommend heading to Ambercrag. There's a fair bit of people there that can help you.
Well, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, you say the word. I'll help in any way I can.
Okay.
I didn't know there was a cure. I didn't know anybody was left.
Do you have any Pokemon?
Not anymore.
Which did you have? Tauros?
Yeah.
They're out on the field. Do you know? Is yours out there more identifiable? Like, is there a way I could tell it's yours? Like a bell or?
I don't know anymore. We used to have horn tags, but I don't think they're still.
Gotcha.
After everything that happened, it all went so fast.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. I would recommend staying here. Things could get crazy out there.
Don't have to tell me twice.
And, well, you can probably, if there's any windows here, you can probably watch the action tomorrow. And
I can watch from the roof.
I will say that if things look like they're going poorly, take advantage of that distraction and make your way towards Ambercrag.
Will do.
Okay.
She seems just very rattled.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very gaunt, very thin. Riding berries are not the best
For
sustenance for a person, especially.
I will give her. I've got 3 blueberries.
Okay.
That I will give her.
Yeah, she without even thinking, she's like, "Thank you."
Yeah. I know it's not a lot, but
they're fresher than what I've been eating.
We'll see if we can find something else in the mart and have food. But do your best to get some rest. And
Tomorrow we're getting out of here.
Tomorrow we're getting out of here.
Amazing. Well, stay safe out there.
Yeah, you too.
I guess I'll see you on the other side.
Yep.
If you need help, I was a wrangler before everything went down.
Okay.
There's still Tauros at the end of the day.
True.
I'll help if you need me. I'm tired of sitting in here hiding, but
fair enough.
If you think you got it, I'm more than happy to just make a run for it. Not too proud to run.
Well, I'll ask, and we can keep this brief. But like on that note, do you have any advice? Like, if you were gonna wrangle a Tauros to wash it or give it a haircut, like what's the preferred means of containment?
Approach from the back. Mm-hmm. That's where the horns aren't. Stay away from the back legs. Mm-hmm. Usually pick a side.
Mm-hmm.
Get a good strong rope and some able bodies and kind of hope for the best.
Okay.
The better they know you, the easier it is.
Sure. Our plan right now is to try to save Richter first. If you have any history or tips with Richter or feel inclined to join, you're welcome to, but I know that is an extra large ask, and if you, like I said, would like to use that distraction to get out of here, I don't blame you.
If you're going after Richter, best of luck to you. Wild Bill was the only one that could ever really get his attention.
Okay.
He, Bill. And she just kind of sinks into herself.
For sure. Well, hopefully this pans out. We'll see you in the morning.
Right. I'll be nearby. I'll try to find some good ropes in here and see if I can't help you in some way.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Hey, if you think you can get me out of here, it's worth trying.
Okay.
Hey, you You say you have a cure for these Tauros. Can you do anything for Mitch or Alonzo?
I was about to try, to be honest, but I don't know. I didn't want to get your hopes up.
Well, hey, 20 minutes ago I thought I was the last person on Earth, so this is great. Whatever you can do. If you think you have a cure, or if nothing else, if you're crazy enough to give me a way out of here, I'm in.
Okay. Well, I'll give it a try right now. I don't know how this is going to pan out. I just wouldn't recommend watching.
Well, I'll follow your lead here. You seem to know what you're doing.
Okay. So I will go outside and close the door.
Okay.
And I will try to do my purification skill on the first statue and see if anything is happening at all.
Okay. Roll for me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. A 21.
21. Okay. As you look over this first statue, you see the collar of a buttoned-up shirt, a set of sort of riding boots, a sort of spool of rope kind of lashed to a belt, a knife to the side. And as you kind of follow the silhouette up, you get a closer look at the face. This is, in fact, Mitch.
Okay.
And as you place your hands out, what does your purification rune look like as you manifest it?
Oh, like what is it?
Yeah, like what to Milo embodies purification in this sense? And what are we looking to purify? What's being removed?
So the lunar corruption is what he's trying to remove. And in sort of a triple pun scenario, the rune itself would be a sunrise, because it is both the end of night as far as it being moon touched. It's also internally like Milo's start to a new day, like the sun is up, let's train, like what are me and the team gonna do today kind of reset. So it's like a purification of that last day is done, a new one has begun, let's do something. And that's always been the time that he's made in his manor room, and it's the most soothing atmosphere for him.
You sort of trace with one hand the image in your mind of a sunrise placed before, as the sort of statuesque Mitch begins to kind of flake and fall away. For a half a moment, you're like, oh, no, he's dissolving.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start to see skin from beneath and movement. And as the face uncovers, you get a... as the rest of that sort of flaky, rocky corruption falls away. Mitch stands before you for about a half second before just kind of falling to his knees. Oh, just holding his hands up to his head.
Take it easy, Mitch. Take it easy. Don't do anything too quickly.
Man, I feel like I've got kicked by Tauros.
You may have. Take it in. Take your time.
I know you, don't I?
Yeah, we've met before.
You rolled in. You had that friend bit by the Oriander.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Back then, it was. You helped us out a lot. You're.
Simpler times.
Yeah. A lot has happened. Take it easy. Don't stress too much. Let's get you inside.
Right. Did Bill make it with us?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's go inside.
Yeah, sure.
Let's sit down. It's not safe out here.
All right.
I'll open the door and help him hobble in.
You see, Reyna kind of helps move the desk again. Mitch, thank God, gives him a hug. He's like, oh, yeah, hi. Hey, Reyna.
All right. I gotta be honest, guys. This is, I know this is crazy. I'm taking this all in, but this is the first time I've seen a person be cured of this ailment. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if he's like really brittle or anything. So let's take it easy. Let's make sure he gets. Do you have any water, Reyna, he can have?
Yeah, we've got. There's plenty. I'll take care of him. Who are you?
I'm learning that myself.
All right, well. Oh man, I wish I had more to give you, but hey.
No need.
Thank you.
You can help Mitch and potentially your other friend out here. That's all I can ask. But we'll see if there's anyone else in the mart as well. But I want to take it slow. Again, this is the first case of this I've ever seen. I don't want something to happen right now that we need to know for the next person. So let's take it nice and easy.
All
nice
right.
and easy.
I'll keep an eye on him. And we'll...
Okay.
Mitch, why don't you sit down? He's like, no argument. Yep. All right. And he'll just kind of lean against the wall.
Do you have any recollection? What's the last thing you remember?
We were running. There's a loud screeching in the air. Something came flying over. The herd went crazy. They were getting spooked. I told Terry to run. And Bill told us head for the farm, and that's it. And then nothing.
Okay. All right, well, take it easy. We've got a lot to talk about.
Sure, yeah. And he's just, he looks pale.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Very confused. Oh,
okay.
Man.
All right, Reyna, if I help your other friend out here, you think you have the capability to take care of them both, or do you want to wait a little bit longer?
No, go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
I'll do my best, and we'll make it work.
Okay. And just as a note for the people ones, I would, if it's an option, I would just like to destroy these.
Okay.
Because I don't know how absorbing people corruption would affect me, so I'd rather just get rid of it.
Probably a good call. Okay. So we're going to destroy that seed of lunar corruption.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yes.
Get it out of here.
Mm-hmm.
It leaves us. Okay.
And then we will try on the next person as well, and we will also destroy that one if successful.
All right. Same deal here. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
16?
16?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, 16.
Okay. 16. You begin to invoke the sort of dawn-like rune in front of this individual. It's someone you've not seen before. They don't look particularly familiar. They do have like a small sort of deputy-looking badge on their belt. And it has a little bit of a star shape to it. And it says LS. And he's got what looks to be like a lanyard around his neck.
Okay.
With something that's like calcified to him, so there's no detail to it. But as you're concentrating on freeing this individual, and you invoke that rune, that light begins to glow from your hands once more. The sort of pale, ashy complexion begins to fall from him.
Mm-hmm.
And you free about a third of his upper body.
Mm-hmm.
You can see his head is freed, and he's kind of straining to breathe. Mm-hmm. Most of his upper right shoulder is free, and then like maybe a third of his, like the front of his chest. But you're not sure internally how he's doing.
Okay.
But he's just... and his eyes are wild, and he's staring at you.
Yeah.
But then it stops.
Okay. Well, this has never happened before, and he's kind of freaking out a little bit. Can I do it again?
You can try. Give me another wisdom save. DC's a little higher.
Can I use my dice on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any die roll that you want.
And do I get the modifier on top of it still?
Yep. You just replace those numbers with those numbers.
Okay. So let's do a 26.
26. There you go. In a moment of kind of panic as this is starting, you kind of waver and the rune starts to fade, and then your nose begins bleeding as you just re-invoke it again, and the rest of this guy just falls out and he kind of collapses to the ground and just thank you. Oh, this is the weirdest day I have ever lived.
Yeah. I'll wipe the blood from my nose and kind of like handshaking in a little bit of a panic. Like, yeah, and let's get you inside.
No argument from me. And he'll kind of just like crawl on his hands and knees towards that the farm door, almost on instinct. It seems like he's just headed where he was headed before. And you push the door open again, and Reyna and Mitch, who's kind of on his feet again, kind of help to get this guy inside. As he just kind of sits down and is just breathing real heavy up against the wall. Just oh, I did not think I was going to make it. Thank you. You're whatever you did for helping me to get in here. Man, I felt so rigid for a second there. I did not know what was happening.
Yeah, it's a crazy world out there, and it's gonna get worse before it gets better. And Milo's gonna kind of sit down in a chair and just contemplate kind of how I am now with his feet tapping. Like,
yeah,
this isn't as easy as it seems to be, and plans need to be a little more structured. And he'll kind of mull that over for a little bit while they reunite and heal up and what have you.
Yeah.
Okay. After a little bit, I'm going to catch them all up on what the plan is for tomorrow, what we've been talking about. With everything and like separating Richter, trying to get him first. And if either of them have any thoughts, ideas, or if there's like equipment at the farm that could help like lock him in once he's in it, like they do on farms for various things they need to do.
Yeah.
Get some advice from that front.
Yeah, the fellow that you just rescued, after about probably 30 minutes or so of just breathing, will kind of rise to his feet and try to shake your hand and just be like, I don't know who you are, but thank you for saving me.
Shake his hand yet?
My name is Alonso. Who are you?
Hi, Alonso. My name is Milo Richter.
Milo Richter. Right. You say your goal is to sort of catch Richter? I have something that might help you. Is why I was here.
Okay.
And he'll kind of shuffle around in one of his pockets and pull out a small black and gray bracelet with a big gray box on the side.
Interesting.
I was here to investigate this. It might help you, I don't know. I don't think my story is going to break anytime soon with what is going on.
Yeah. Is this related to the Dominus?
This is the Dominus.
Interesting.
I was here to sort of look into it, but the world sort of went crazy around the time I got my hands on one.
Yeah, for sure. Do you know a lot about it?
I know it was developed by a man named Ansem. I was here to interview him, but I never got my chance.
He made them? Maybe I'm misremembering, but I don't remember that.
So Ansem told you guys
forever ago.
He basically developed the tech.
Yeah, and then they took it.
Sold it.
Okay.
He's like his big thing was he didn't know what they were gonna do with it, but money was good. It was a job.
Yeah. So do you know if, let's say in theory, we put this on Richter and it works the way that my recollection of a Dominus works, and we're able to do what we want to do, can we take it off and reuse it?
As far as I have been told by the people I was able to talk to, yes. If you were to sort of break the Dominus, it is like if you were to use a normal capture system and break that. They would still be bound to you if you were friendly to them, but they would have no sort of capability to be stored in the network of PCs or anything.
Yeah. I think it's worth a shot, but it seems like almost too easy. But on the flip side, no, I think I like what we had before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, I think it's worth investigating. Have either of you run into these creatures beforehand? And by that I mean the things flying overhead, or are now Moon-touched Tauros friends outside?
All three of them will say no to the creatures flying overhead.
Mm-hmm.
As for a sort of like Moon-touched Tauros, Mitch and Reyna both say yes. One member of their herd one day was just suddenly all white, and they couldn't figure it out, and they were kind of working on it, and then within the hour,
is the rest of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, kind of my thought is if we can get Richter healed, then we don't have to worry about him while trying to cure the rest of them. And he could also assist us with weakening them to continue doing this. Even if he becomes then the kind of lure, if they just chase him and we pick them off one at a time,
mm-hmm.
It's a lot easier to...
Yeah, Mitch will tell you that on more than one occasion he did assist Wild Bill in the wrangling of Richter when things were getting particularly ornery. Richter was never super well trained. He was never brought to heal. He's kind of like the Hulk. Wild Bill had a way with him and could get him to behave, but anytime it was a battle, Wild Bill basically just let Richter run wild and do whatever he wanted. That's why Richter was so dangerous in a fight, is he had no restraint. He would just... It was attack, 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 attack until he was downed.
Okay.
But he and Reyna will agree. Enough ropes, enough bodies.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a big Tauros at the end of the day.
Okay. I mean, yes, but also no. Because I don't know if you've seen guys, but he's got all these, like, tentacles and stuff coming out from him. I'm not saying that ropes and stuff wouldn't help. I'm just saying it's not as simple as that.
Mitch is like, tentacles?
Yeah.
World's crazier than I thought.
Yeah. So, if you don't mind, Alonzo, I'd like to borrow this.
It is yours.
Okay.
I have no interest in this. I was here to see, I had heard rumors that Stetson Farms here was modifying these devices, but I never got to ask.
Okay. I recommend you guys rest up. I'm gonna go check the mart.
No argument here.
And I'll check in the morning before everything goes crazy.
All right. Mitch and Alonzo just kind of collapse back to the floor. Reyna gives you a nod of like, I've got these two.
Okay. Then I will go with Wadsworth over to the mart.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask him if in any of his travels before we met as a Psyduck if he ever came across something like this with the Dominus. No?
I cannot say I did, no.
That's good.
I tended to avoid people.
Okay.
For fear of capture, but...
Yeah. We honestly had only ever seen one of these in our travels prior, and so it's weird to see it again in the same town. So it seems like maybe this is kind of isolated, hopefully, but...
One can hope.
It'd almost be interesting to see if we could find like a moon-touched Caterpie and slap it on and see if it would work.
This is a Suicide Squad bomb cover. Oh no.
But we will make our way over to the mart and see what we have on the inside.
Very good. I won't make you roll stealth or anything because it's easy enough to just wait. If Richter ever veers close, if you just wait long enough, he'll kind of ping around there. And Milo's an intelligent lad. He's not just going to run in and make a bunch of noise. So as you head back towards the mart, I imagine Derby has been safely and securely been rototilling the front. Being careful not to make too many vibrations in the ground, especially when Richter's nearby. But
that would be Monty's role in that.
Yeah.
So he might be like, hey, do this patch right now. And then, all right, now wait, go back. All right, looks like we're clear. Come over here and do this bit.
Yeah, it seems like he's made some very good progress over the sort of hour or so that you were over by Stetson Farms.
Yeah.
But as you approach the mart, it does have a manual door. Some of the marts that you've been to have had automatic, but Oriander was mostly without power with the exception of Stetson Farms.
Okay. And I had been asking Titania to see if she can get that door off.
Mm-hmm.
The hinges.
Yeah, that was easy enough. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like two metal hinges that she could just break with a talon.
Yeah.
And just ting, ting, and then just kind of spear it with a leg to make sure it doesn't just fall and lower it down. Titania's very loud but sort of understands context clues.
Yeah.
Noise is not the best thing here.
Yeah,
but she's kind of like just been lurking through the aisles like a raptor, just looking around, making sure there's nothing threatening.
What are the initial impressions upon entering?
As you walk in, as you may or may not remember from Desmond scouting this out many weeks ago.
Yep.
There are a number of
people
statues in here as well. One is fully sort of broken into many pieces. There are currently 4 that are in good condition. 2 are on the shorter side. One's about your height. One's about half your height.
Jeez.
One is... You remembered his name earlier. One is Merle.
Okay.
And then another one is pretty familiar to you, and it kind of starts to click when you see Daniel.
Yeah, it is 2 kids too.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. So how can I make an investigation check on them to see how brittle they are? Like the material? Is it like marble in that?
If you were to look at the one that is broken, it looks like a marble statue that fell over, and they have very harsh break lines.
Okay.
Where
like,
it's
if I were to pick it up, it's not like a dirt clod.
No, it doesn't just like collapse. They are, and from what you can see, it's stone clean through.
Okay. There's
no like bone inside that's been like calcified. It's just a statue.
Okay. As far as the shop goes, how are we looking from a supply perspective?
Pretty well stocked.
Okay.
There are a few dozen of various capture devices kind of sat around. There's a lot of potions, camping gear, anything that you would normally expect to find in a mart. Shelves are pretty well stocked. Nobody's been able to get in here and kind of rate it for supplies.
Okay. 1, 3. Daniel's in there. Merle's in there. Okay, I think a new plan is formulating. Okay. So, I would like to make one more history check
Okay.
to see if I can remember. Because I'm trying to think if we ever captured moon-touched things. I only remember Elgiums and Behemoths.
Pidgeys.
Okay, great.
Because you may or may not remember, it's an instant catch.
That's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we were to take all the Pokeballs here, how many are there?
Probably easily in the vein of some die rolls. I will say this many Pokeballs. 29 Pokeballs. 17 Great Balls. And 8 Ultra Balls.
Easy. Okay. So, that's what I was hoping for. Assuming that, and we can ask them, like Alonzo, Reyna, and Mitch, they have Tauros. Well, Mitch and Reyna for sure do, and they're in this batch. And Alonzo, if they were to catch as many as they could, which could only be 3 if they have no badges, that's still 9. Plus Merle, Daniel, potentially Lyle and Jess. If they catch and box what they have, that's 21 Tauros we can take off the field with catching and Pokeballs. Even if one of them ends up being Richter, we could still just send him out where we want to fight him. Or if we just fly above and just drop them all on him.
Yeah.
Whatever's left.
I will throw for you. The Reuter family is in possession of somewhere in the vein of about 300 Pidgeotos.
Yeah.
There is such a thing as like a business license.
Gotcha.
To have more than would be normally considered like kosher.
Okay.
So like a starting out trainer, you'd have like 1, 2, 3, whatever. Most people don't exceed that.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's for a business, for example, having a bunch of Tauros,
Yeah.
there is such a thing as having the capability
Of
of
having like 30.
yeah.
Okay.
You can like as long as they're registered, and yeah, well I'll leave the specifics of it out, but there are ways for you to learn.
Okay. I'm not looking to figure that out for myself at this moment, but I do kind of want to look around and think about this, and I do want to see if there's a cowboy hat in the store.
That's reasonable, yeah.
Okay. And maybe I'm
finally
maybe
getting
like
one.
A lasso.
He's finally getting his cowboy hat.
We'll talk about that in the post show.
It's been 84 years.
So that'll be a post show story.
Okay. Yeah, there's all kinds of cattle keeping equipment out here.
Okay.
If for no other reason than if your stuff breaks, where else are you gonna go?
I
go to that market?
am formulating this as a potential plan for the Richter purification. If I can look and mimic Wild Bill as much as I can, there might be some sort of advantage with taming Richter, either before or after purification. Because from the stories, if he's as crazy, even cured, I might need to put on a little bit of an act as he's coming to get him to calm down. So that's where my head's at with that. So I'll gather those things.
Okay.
I don't want to do anything with the statues at the moment because my concern immediately from having the prior interaction is although I am capable of curing more than one thing a day, it might be difficult after the first thing. I know a lot of that was dice, but in character, first one went well, second one didn't. So maybe we don't push a third and fourth and have poor Lyle like only his forehead.
Oh god.
You know what I mean?
Just a rectangle of Lyle's forehead.
Yeah, so we're gonna
They would
hold
never
off on
forgive
those.
us.
Yeah, we're gonna hold off on that. And we're gonna think on it for the night with the team between these plans. And if anything, I'm still happy for this because then we can protect the 4 people still in there. with the fire and the difficult terrain will give us more time to activate it so we can make sure that they're still safe. And we will rest for the night.
Okay. Take up a post in the mart. It's easy enough to scavenge together some like non-perishable meals in the form of like canned beans or something. Not the greatest meals that you've ever had, but easy enough to scavenge something together. Hey, buddy. Is anybody staying up on watch?
I will have Monty and Derby continue kind of for first watch. I'm going to request Howl for second watch.
Yeah.
And is there like a PC anywhere in Oriander?
It's reasonable to assume there would be one still in the mart.
Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll do Howl for middle, and then I'll take. Oh, we'll have Titania take the morning watch.
The dawn watch.
Yeah.
Okay. Group 1. Roll me a D100.
$89.
Okay. Monty, you're able to keep a good enough watch to make sure that Derby doesn't draw any unnecessary attention.
Okay.
As you continue to perfect your funnel.
Okay.
Your watch is uneventful.
Good.
But eventually the Derby and his pals start to get a little bit tired. They're wiping the sweat from under their hats. And they just kind of head inside.
Nice.
Where Howl's kind of curled up.
Yes.
He just... Same deal, buddy.
Okay.
I'm a D1 hundo.
98.
98. Same deal for Howl. Howl, you're able to just kind of keep... You're relatively stealthy as is. You've got some natural camo in the sense of just being out at night. There's not a lot of things that would draw attention to you. And you just sit and smell and just see all of these toros just moving around very slowly as Richter just mindlessly ping-pongs off the corner like the DVD logo.
Nice. But never quite hits the
never
corner.
hits. He always goes, oh, no. Yeah, so he just never quite gets there. But that's really good. Titania one final time.
95.
Holy cow. Okay. I was like, there's a 30% chance that like something goes wrong. You're fine. Titania, yet again, you manage to remain quiet. She just gets low like a raptor and keeps like that one big talon open and ready. On the off chance anything goes bad, she would just tap the floor of the mart. But nothing ever does. Holy cow.
That was nuts.
Yeah. All right. 80 and then 2 in the 90s. Incredible. All right. The dawn comes for you.
Okay. I will get up. I want to kind of feel my inner energy.
Your energy?
Yeah.
Okay.
From a gameplay perspective, do my rolls reset or it's per session, right?
Per session, yeah.
Okay, that's
per session.
Which is what I wanted.
Yes.
So I will kind of find my center. I will reconnect with each of the watches, find out that everything went well, feeling an overall sense of positivity.
Yeah.
I will try to cure Daniel to start.
Okay. Throw for me. A wisdom saving throw. A wisdom Dave, if you will.
Wait. We're gonna hold off on this.
Walk sign is on.
From a strategic perspective, as a player, I want to heal Lyle right now. But as Milo, and having the logical center that he has right now, we need to save the primo cure of the day for the big boy himself, because that would be really dumb if that's how it played out. If he was right,
yeah,
sabotaging the main event.
That would be grossly unfortunate to just have then Lyle, and then Richter fails. And then, yeah,
yeah,
it's fair.
So
a fair concern.
We're gonna hold off on this. for right now. But in my head, acknowledge that that's the next step and that we have to succeed so that we can do this. Well, the work's not done. And we're going to take the biggest satchel we can find in the mart. We are going to fill it the heck up with Pokeballs.
Okay.
And we're going to take them over.
You get one of those like big aluminum frame backpacks and I'm ready.
the jingliest, jangliest
yeah.
Backpack, and we're going to take them over to the farm. And
Roll me a retroactive percentile die again, please.
okay.
A D1 hundo, if you will.
Whoa!
There's a thing that might be here that we might test out in vivo right now.
Devin, I'm using your gift dice.
Come on, buddy. Rooting for you.
62.
62. There are 3 capture device looking things that look bizarre to Milo. These are not familiar in any way. But to your eyes, they look like what you imagine like a bola would look like.
Like Ebola?
No, a bola.
Oh,
like the thing that you fling. So it's like a clacker stick kind of deal. 2 bright blue spheres on the end of like a stick with a rope between the 2.
Okay.
Okay. So you found the
bola.
3 things that look like bolas.
Okay.
They are a unique contraption used specifically by ranchers.
Okay.
For the express purpose of catch and release.
Interesting. Okay. Now, when you say catch, do you mean in the Pokemon sense?
Mm-hmm.
Or, okay.
Catch and release.
Yeah.
So they're not a permanent catch.
Yes.
They're not added to your team. They don't count against you. They're for relocation.
Okay. Perfect.
But as you were asking about methods of sort of ensnaring something.
Yes.
I was like, you know what? It's reasonable these would be here.
Okay.
So, yeah, you have 3 of those.
Okay.
No real clue how they work, but you've got 3 of them.
Okay.
On top of all of the other
Yeah.
sort of things that you can use.
So we are going to make our way over to the farm again.
Okay.
Reconnect with that group. And I'll walk in and give a mild good morning.
Yeah. They seem a lot better today after having sort of slept and laid down. Blimey. Yeah, they seem a lot better today. Just sort of eager and ready to go. It's probably an equal measure of they got some sleep and they have hope. Of like, we're getting out of here today. Today's the day. But you walk in with just like a full backpack full of stuff and a bunch of bolus and a cowboy hat and some rope, and you're like, yeehaw.
Yep. I'm going to do a quick look way back in time. Way back in time. Way back. Not write it down. Okay. Good morning, everybody. I hope you all got some rest.
We did. We're ready for the day.
Okay. I did some scouting at the mart, and I think I might have a better idea. And I
We're
will
all ears.
open the backpack and just dump out like
There's like 60
yeah.
Pokeballs just come poured out of this backpack. It's filled to the brim.
Yeah.
It's like any like high school student's backpack, just completely overstuffed.
Yeah. So, in my travels, in recent times, when we've come across these infected creatures, they are captured immediately within a Pokeball. So I figure with a lot of you that are ranch handlers, you may be able to capture more than the average trainer. And if we can just kind of start chucking or drop a payload on them of
Just
Pokeballs.
fly overhead.
Yeah.
Like carpet bomb.
Yeah,
Herd
with
of Tauros.
Pokeballs. We can have them all captured and then bring them out one at a time.
Yeah, Mitch and Reyna especially are like, yeah, we should be able to. I mean, they're all registered to either of us.
Okay.
Should be possible.
Okay. So, which I'm assuming Reyna's smaller physically than Mitch. Am I wrong?
Reasonable to say.
Comparative to me, how much bigger is she? In the context of could Bullet carry her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bullet is strong enough to carry like someone like Ansem if he had to.
Okay.
He's just not as fast.
Yeah.
Because you're classified as like a small creature.
Yeah.
You can climb on there, never ending story, off you go. But someone like Mitch, he would be moving at probably half speed, which is still very fast.
Okay.
But yes.
Okay. So I think what we'll do is, Reyna, I'll give you this backpack full of Pokeballs, and you can just dump them on the group. And then
Sure.
Mitch, Alonzo, and I can clean up whoever may be missed, hopefully. And I also found these, and I'll show them the 3.
Mitch and Reyna immediately. Oh, they had those still at the mart? Oh, this is going to be great. Mitch will explain to you. These are called horde balls.
Horde balls.
Yeah. Mechanically speaking, you're going to throw them straight ahead.
Okay.
And it's going to be a 15-foot cone.
Okay.
And it will capture any number of creatures in that cone for an hour.
Okay.
And then they will shatter. But it's meant for a herd of Tauros stampeding through a town.
Okay.
You don't have time to individually catch and weaken them. So it's a guaranteed prospect.
Okay.
But as soon as it lands, you're on a timer.
Okay.
Because they will come back out.
Okay. So here's what's going to happen. I think, Reyna, you dump all the Pokeballs out on the group.
Mm-hmm.
Alonzo, have you used these before as well? Or no?
No.
Okay.
No, but I have an extra set of hands.
Okay. Well, maybe you can switch with Reyna then. Can Bullet carry Alonzo then?
Yeah. Alonzo's svelte.
All right. Alonzo, you're going to do the Pokeball dump. Reyna and Mitch, you two will try to horde ball the biggest clumps of whatever is left. And then we'll try to play cleanup after that. And then I'll let them decide between the two of them who's more skilled at it, and they can have the extra third one.
Okay.
I want to take one of the Ultra Balls, and I'm going to catch Richter in that one, so that when we have a pile of them, I know which one he's in.
Okay.
I don't want to get confused.
He's like, all right, next Tauros. Oh, no, we're not ready.
So
okay.
I will do that.
Very good. Okay, so you have an Ultra Ball. Alonzo has a backpack full of Pokeballs. Reyna has a Horde Ball. Mitch has 2 Horde Balls. Good? Am I missing anything?
I think there were some Great Balls.
There are Great Balls.
Yeah, they can.
Who's going to take those? Are you going to put those in the backpack too? Or?
Well, no, we'll split them between the 3 of us on the ground.
Okay.
As just backups.
Very good.
Okay, so I'm going to catch Richter first when he's away from the group.
Okay.
And then you'll be in the sky already, Alonzo. If this triggers the horde, then fly over them and drop the payload. If it doesn't, then we'll reconvene and we'll do a countdown. That's the fallback plan.
Very good.
And I am going to have Atticus fly out and drop the Ultra Ball on Richter because they're airborne and they've been working on their stealth. They can just drop it and then pick it up without touching the ground and bring it back to me.
Okay. So, let's place this out. Here's Richter.
Okay.
Roughly to scale. More or less.
I can't really
set him in a place where you can
see
manipulate
much.
him easily.
Okay, let me move over a bit.
Exact
put him
positioning
there.
is not super important,
Okay, I'll put him there.
as long as you can reach them. And then the Tori will be represented by... See? Okay. The Tori will be represented by these,
Okay.
each being somewhere in the vicinity of 6.
6 Tauros.
Yep.
Okay.
But they're gonna move as basically swarm creatures. And to eliminate the ambiguity, just put one of them on a 1. There you go.
Okay.
You've got that, and you've got a Richter.
Okay. So, phase 1 of the plan,
Okay.
Atticus is going to go out and just boop Richter with the
Okay.
Ultra Ball and bring it back.
So,
If successful,
Yeah.
then I will swap them out for another team member via the PC and the Mart, and then we will begin phase 2.
okay.
I'm going to direct Alnamir to, if needed, still do this firewall, because at this point I want to protect anything from going in there and killing the other 4 civilians
Yeah.
that are in there. And then we will position probably if we keep this difficult terrain,
Mm-hmm.
if Richter's off the table, we'll have Alonzo or Reyna and Mitch,
Okay.
so they can hit the groups as they run. And then Alonzo's up in the sky.
Okay. Throw for me, Mitch,
Okay.
and Reyna. Even though Reyna is not a Rakshasa demon, it'll have to do. There we go. So Mitch, Reyna, Alonzo's in the sky. Atticus is your first line of attack.
Yep.
All right, Atticus. Is this that short? It is. It's that short and not quiet. Never mind. I found a soundboard that said angry bull grunting, and it goes.
I didn't hear anything at all.
I was like, what the heck, man? Okay. So, let's get a little more intense. Atticus, you're up first.
Okay.
You have an ultra ball.
Yeah.
Atticus,
Yep.
roll me D100.
Uh, 90? 00 and a 9? 90?
9.
Oh.
Okay. Atticus,
Mm-hmm.
as you swoop in, you've got the element of surprise, which means
Yeah.
Richter is not a combatant,
Yeah.
which lowers your catch DC by 20
Yeah.
from 100.
Okay.
So we were looking for a number
Yeah.
somewhere between,
80 and 100.
80 and
Which,
100.
like, 90 would have been.
Yeah, 90 would have been great.
Yeah.
Richter doesn't know you're there, so you have the element of surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Richter is at full HP,
Mm-hmm.
which increases the difficulty of catching him by a substantial margin.
Okay.
As you throw the Ultra Ball down,
Mm-hmm.
it bops into Richter's back.
Mm-hmm.
And similar to the Tauros that you dropped a rock on earlier,
Mm-hmm.
there's no motion
Mm-hmm.
until it hits the ground.
Okay.
And then whatever that tiny vibration is, that tail with the tentacle bit on the end just swings back and crushes the ball. As the Attici just go and kind of like zoot back over towards you.
Okay.
But Richter crushes that, waits for a second, kind of turns the head slightly, and then just goes back to sitting stationary, as there's no other movement on the ground.
Okay.
You have others, you could try again.
We're going to try one more time.
Okay.
But in the meantime, let's see. I've got Okay. Yeah, we're gonna try one more time.
Okay.
Only one more time.
Sure.
And then we're gonna get ready for phase 2 here if needed.
All right. One more time.
Mm.
One more time. Good luck. Higher than a 9.
Pretty good odds of that. 48.
48.
That
Okay.
is higher than a 9.
So, let's run through this math again.
Mm.
He now kind of knows something's up,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't know that a bird is trying to catch him.
Yeah.
He knows something's around, so he's a little bit on guard.
Yeah.
So your catch DC would be 95.
Yeah.
He's at full health,
Uh-huh.
which adds a whole awful lot.
Yeah.
He's also moon touched,
Uh-huh.
which decreases it pretty substantially.
Uh-huh.
On account of he's a non-combatant,
Hmm.
we are also ignoring a couple other rules. Not to break this down too much, but people always are curious what the mentality is. To make a long story very short, you exceeded the DC by 3. You needed 45.
Okay.
So, Atticus, the second time as you drop this Ultra Ball down,
I'd like to imagine it's the one that didn't drop it the first time.
Yeah.
And he's like, let me do it. You did it wrong.
they kind of like squabble for a second, and then like, we're the same thing. And then they carry it together, and then the other one's like, mine, and throws it down. As Richter's fully eyeless face turns around, catches like the whistling of something on the wind, and spins its head up, you donk it right where the eye would be, and the laser pulls him in. All of the Tauros bull rush towards the sound of that laser. Atticus, an initiative roll for me, please.
Okay.
This is not combat.
Yeah.
I want you to beat the Tauros in initiative.
Okay. 14. Yeah, I gotta keep that.
Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, the Tauros rolled a 19. You want to do anything about that? You have some dice.
Oh yeah, I'll change theirs.
Okay.
We'll make theirs a 9.
Okay. So, Milo, as you're watching this unfold, you see Atticus catch Richter. Things are going to start to hit the fan. All of those Tauros run. And in your mind's eye, you see a world in which Atticus is almost there and gets trampled by a herd of Tauros. And you decide that's not the world you'd like to live in.
Yeah.
As your nose bleeds once more, and both the Attici, their little tiny bird noses, kind of start to trickle as well, you shunt into a different reality in which they get out with that Ultra Ball in claw. Phase 1 is complete. Please move for me, Richter off the board, and all of these dice to where Richter was. As they run over there, no longer feeling the vibration in the earth of the largest bowl known to man, they return to a more docile state.
Okay.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Part of me is wondering if we should just try to do this elsewhere first, and then have his help. Because I don't want to have a timer on those other ones. It'd be kind of poo-poo diarrhea. So I'm going to tell these 3 to hold the line, keep an eye on them, initiate the plan.
Okay.
If they get spotted or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's still payload, and then they bola and clean up.
Okay.
Board ball and clean up.
Yeah, so Bullet
if that
and
happens.
Alonzo are just flying overhead.
Yeah, they're going to maintain the ground. We're going to go back behind the mart a ways.
Okay.
And are there like any forests nearby? Any trees?
There are still some trees, yeah. If you go, imagine like, if we ignore scale for a bit, imagine that this mat right here is like a big square of all white earth. If you go anywhere beyond that, there's still trees and rocks and stuff. But anywhere inside there is like terraformed, flat, basically bulldozed. Anything that was organic is gone. But if you go outside of that, it's pretty much back to normal.
Okay. So I'm going to have Derby try to dig us a pit, a deep pit.
Okay.
That could fit him, Richter, in it. And contain him. And then I'm going to do a team swap quickly. And assuming that Richter's taking up one of my team slots currently, and Bullet is also taking up a slot, which means I only get 2.
Yes.
I'm going to have Howl and Titania.
Okay. All right, Howl and Titania.
And, you know, I'm going to make a call for Bullet over. Because he's fast enough that they could make it.
Okay.
If they need to bail.
Okay. So Howl,
Bullet, and Titania.
Bullet and Titania.
Yeah.
The dream team.
Yep.
Okay.
Kind of say, you know, like we've made a rectangular square so he can't turn around.
Okay.
And
So you basically just dug him like a grave.
Yeah.
And stuck him in there.
Yeah, we're gonna stick him in there.
How
and
deep?
Then, his height plus 5 feet. I don't think he can jump that high.
Okay. You want to round up about 15 feet deep.
Yeah, I still want it to be easy for them to hit. So.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, I'm like, there is a certain point where neither side will be able to hit with like a melee.
Yeah.
But if you go any lower, he might be able to just leap and climb out. He's very big.
I mean, Howl can throw flamethrowers in there. Titania can throw some wing knives.
Yes.
And Bullet can try attack. And we should be looking pretty decent.
I agree. Okay. So what we'll do, before we get into the thick of it, let's roll initiative so that it's done.
Yeah.
Any other preparations before you send out the bull of the hour?
I don't believe so, but I will.
Agility.
Oh yeah, all that
Howl.
stuff. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna assume.
Yes.
That you take a round or 2 or 3 or whatever to be as souped up as you want to be. As long as you know what that math looks like, I don't mind.
Okay, so I am going to, on Howl, I'm going to be doing his ignition.
Yeah.
Right at the start. I'm going to be holding off on a Howl because I'm not sure what Richter's going to do coming out of the gate, and Howl can cure a negative effect. And I don't want to burn that before it happens.
Sure.
Because that would be a benefit. And then if he doesn't do anything, then maybe we'll fire that off. Titania, can she be setting off a metal sound as he's coming out? Does that make sense? Or
like
no?
hold an action to do it till he's released?
And then does that take up her first round of combat or no?
Be a reaction.
Okay, so let's
She just wouldn't be able to take a reaction until she gets her turn. But
Okay.
that's
fine. We'll
minimal.
do that, and then we'll also set up agility.
Okay.
But as far as Milo himself goes, that should be about it, other than what I was saying before.
Very good. Okay. So yeah, about 15 seconds of everybody psyching themselves up. You finally pull the trigger, send Richter out. That terrifying eldritch bull lands in a pit, then takes no actions.
Okay. Interesting. It does it, and then if Titania is doing a metal sound.
Yeah. So if she does a metal sound, is that a saving throw?
Yes, charisma.
Okay. And it is a sound-based effect.
Yeah.
He's got disadvantage on those. He gets a 5 and a natural 1.
Okay. So that's a -2.
So Titania, as you shriek, Richter, there's this awful tearing sound as all of the eldritch parts of Richter start to kind of pull away. It's like the venom symbiote just rending apart, and you can see below an all-white bull just sort of straining against the sound as everything kind of pulls away and just rears up and starts flailing around against the sides of this hole, as it seems to be understanding now where it is in relation to everything else.
Okay.
It's no longer up in a field, it's now somewhere down below, but it has no visual reference of where you are because you've just overloaded its senses with all this loud noise.
Okay.
But that's Titania's reaction. The Tauros did nothing. Titania, it's your turn now.
Okay. Titania is going to fire off a wing knife.
Okay.
Okay. So here we go with the wing knife for a 23 to hit.
That hits.
We've got 6 damage.
Okay.
I need to, oh my god, hold on. I gotta switch out a d4. Some of them, they're like the numbers are on the top and some are on the bottom, and when they're all different, it's really annoying.
Get you. All of my D4s that I use are the ones like this, where it's on top.
Yeah.
I can't do the like bottom, middle. I hate it. Can't do it.
I was like trying to connect the dots. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
It's agony when they're all different and you're like trying to run the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, so 6.
Yeah.
Amazing.
6 steel damage.
6 points of steel damage. Richter makes no noise of pain or anything. The knife just sinks into its haunches.
Okay.
No change, really. Howl.
Okay. Howl is going to let loose a flamethrower.
Okay.
Actually, no, he's gonna. Well, he'll howl as a bonus action.
Sure.
Boost everybody. It seems like we're okay. I didn't know if like sending him out would make a fear effect happen or something. So we'll set off that howl, and then we will do a flamethrower.
Yeah. Is that a saving throw?
No.
Okay.
So we're going to do that. I'm just looking at all of his boosts, and I want to make sure that I am accounting for all the dice.
Okay.
But I'll roll to make sure I hit first.
Yeah, your target is blinded.
Okay.
So attacks against it have advantage.
23 to hit.
Oh, yeah. And fire is very good.
Yes, so we're going to do an extra d6, an extra d8. That's a weird amount of damage to roll. Okay, so I need a d6,
Extra
a
D6,
d8, and
an
3
extra
d10s.
What the heck?
It's a weird,
What have I
attack.
done to you, Owl? Oh, yeah, no, ignition, and yeah.
9, 16, 17, 21 base.
Okay, so 42.
Fire. Yeah, so 42 fire.
Amazing.
I have that he has the charcoal, but I don't have what it does.
You're gonna laugh. It's an additional die of whatever the base damage is.
So an extra d10.
Yeah.
Let me put that on here real quick.
Because it used to be like something else. I think it was so hard to keep track of, so now I've just simplified. I'm like, if you have a magnet or charcoal or any base thing like that, it's just an extra die.
Yes, that was 21. Oh, another 10.
So another 20.
31, 62 fire damage.
Cow. Yeah, okay. So you're off to an uproarious start. Richter does let out a like sort of bull bellow that trails off into this like eldritch shriek.
Okay.
Kind of like the Nazgul, but at the end of a bull roar.
It was 6 that Titania did, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're up to 68 damage dealt total already. That's pretty good for 2 attacks in the first round of combat. Bullet.
Okay.
Bullet. Bullet.
Yep.
Bullet.
Okay. Bullet is going to do a try attack.
Okay.
Oof.
You got advantage
Yes.
on all of them.
So that is a 25.
Beautiful.
Can I clarify? So try attack, I have +7 to hit.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But then agility, it says try attack may hit up to 3 targets and has a +6 to hit. That's not on top of. That'd be +13. That's nuts.
Bullets agility.
There's no chance that's additive.
Increase bullets AC by 2. Try attack, and has a +6. That's real.
So it'd be plus 13?
Yeah. He's a setup sweeper.
Okay.
I don't know what to
I'm
tell
not
you.
going to question it. All right, that's electric and ice. Oh, a crit, baby. And the other one is a 22.
Okay, so all 3 hit.
Okay.
What's the order on this? So electric crit?
Yes.
Okay. So fire's going to do double. Electric's going to do double because you crit. And then ice is going to do neutral.
Okay. So we have that plus Howls is a D6. So a D8 and a D6 per. And okay.
Yeah. So we're just going to double. Then you're going to double the next one. And then the third one's just going to be whatever you roll.
Okay, so this is the fire one. That's 8.
So 16.
This is the electric, which is 13 base. So it's double because it's a crit, right?
Okay. Yep, we gotcha.
And the ice for another 9.
Another 9.
What was the total on that?
I don't know, but you're up to 119 damage dealt total.
Okay.
Because that's just the easiest way to track it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Bullet, you let off a tri-attack. The fire scorches the back of Richter. He flares around and you hit him right in the ears with electricity, and he's kind of like rattled for a second. You seem to be short-circuiting a lot of the already overstimulated senses. And then the ice hits him in the back, and it's a good hit. Richter's turn. He's going to live up to his name. Anybody on the ground?
Nice. Only Howl would be.
Howl.
I guess Titania would technically be too, because she's prefers to not fly.
So Howl and Titania. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
As Richter rears back up and slams the front hooves down. Please do well.
Strength?
Strength save.
Wow, that's awful.
Do you have dice left?
7 for Titania, yeah, but not in a good way. And 8 for Howl.
Okay. That's not good. That's 2 failures. All right. Oh boy. So Titania being flying steel. I'm going to give you neutral damage.
Okay.
Because you are on the ground. You are steel type. This would technically do double.
Yeah.
But because typically a flying type would be immune, I'll say you resist.
Okay.
In the sense that it's neutral.
Sure.
Howl
It's super effective.
your fire type.
Yeah.
Richter on the earthquake. That is that is 80 points of ground damage.
Yikes.
That was 40, 12, 2 12s, a 10, and a 6.
Okay.
So Titania, you take 80.
Yeah, she's down.
Howl, you take 160.
Yeah, he's like straight up dead.
Is Wadsworth around?
No.
Okay. So not great.
Yeah.
Not great at all. However, metal sound.
Yeah.
We need to do some math. -2 to all dice.
Yeah.
So this is 10, 10, 4, and 8. So 20, 24, 32. Titania, you would only take 32 points. Bullet, you would only take...
Howl.
Yeah, sorry. Howl, you would only take 64.
Okay, so he's just downed instead.
Because we need to remember, Titania's metal sound is very important. It subtracts 2 from every die roll. So, Milo, in an unintentional shift,
Yeah.
you sort of feel the earth beneath you begin to tremble
Uh-huh.
as a fissure opens beneath Howl, preparing to swallow him whole. And you just kind of instinctually throw out a shield and keep him from falling in as the earth then collapses back around him. And Titania, it gets real shaky for a second. But that's Richter's turn.
Okay. I'll call back Howl.
Okay.
I'll tell Titania that she's got to be in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also going to see if I can do my shield and stand on it so I'm not on the ground. And maintain
Are
concentration.
you asking
on
like
that.
if you can levitate?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
do
yeah,
that.
I forgot I could do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But you can do it.
So,
yes.
dang, he took out Hal in one freaking blow.
Almost killed him.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Um.
Thank you, Titania Metal Sound.
So Titania is going to be hovering, or just at least trying to float as best she can.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to do another wing knife.
Okay.
And she is going to take the hit from it and take 1 HP
Okay.
after the fact.
Sure.
Because then she gets to go twice as a bonus action for triggering weak armor.
Okay.
But she gets to do one anyway because the first one knocked her below the first border,
So we're
right?
going to do 3 right now.
Yes.
To catch up.
Yes.
Okay.
So we
Good.
got 3 wing knives coming in.
Good.
The last one... Oh, he's already at advantage, right?
Yep.
He's already at advantage?
Yeah.
Okay, so
because he's blinded and also
Okay.
he's in a hole.
Okay, so there's not an increase to that, but we'll do all 3 here.
Mm-hmm.
10, 14, and 11. The 14 becomes a 3, so that's going to stay at 22.
Hits.
18 or 26.
Hits.
That one is a 23.
Hits. So
Okay,
all 3 are
all
good.
3 hit. It's going to be 4d4 on each of them. And Howl's howl has dissipated, right? So no bonus from that.
What does it say?
As a bonus action, Howl can boost the damage of 4 creatures by 1d6 if they are within 10 feet and can hear them. Any friendly creature that is affected by Howl is cured of 1 negative effect. Therefore...
Well, rules is written. I'll deal with it later.
There's nothing in here for
I'm going to say the duration is a minute. Because it doesn't say it requires concentration to maintain, but I also didn't put a time on there. So I will say your damage buff remains.
Okay.
The initial howling to remove a negative effect is something you could repeat, but the damage doesn't stack if you howl every turn.
Okay.
But I will adjust the wording later so it's a little clearer.
Let's do it this way.
So you've got
this is
4d4 and a d6 per hit.
This is the first wing knife.
Okay.
4, 8, 10, 12.
12? Okay.
There's the second one. 4, 8, 14, 15. So we're at 27.
Okay.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So
10.
37.
All right. Titania. 2 quick wing knives in response to the earthquake. The third one, you pluck out and a little bit of like oil black blood pours from you. You catch Richter in the haunch, and some blood starts to pour out of Richter as he's officially bloodied.
Okay. So at this point, I could attempt, but
could.
now I'm waiting to see. I want to get him a little bit weaker because I don't want
Okay.
to blow it.
All right. Bullet does get a turn.
Oh, I missed that on the last one, but that's fine.
What'd you forget?
Bullet, when he crit, could do another attack. So we're not going to worry about that.
Okay.
Okay, so he is going to
Good to
do
remember.
another try attack,
Okay.
and then we're going to make this one fire, the black one ice, and this blue one electric.
Okay.
The ice one is 16,
Okay.
or how about a 24?
That'll hit.
The electric is 17 or a 17.
Hits.
The fire one is a 31.
3 hit.
Yeah, no crits on that
Okay.
one. but
So
that's
fire's
okay.
doubled.
Yes.
Ice and electric are normal.
Yes. What crit last time?
Electric, I believe.
Okay, so he would have been paralyzed as well. But that doesn't really affect much in this sense, right?
No, it would. Yeah, paralyzed is big.
Okay.
It means he skips the turn.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
So you can...
No, it's fine.
We'll roll with
it
it for now because I think you're still okay.
Yeah, I missed it. It's
Just roll with the punches.
I don't want the rules. I just wanted. I missed it.
You got it. Good to remember for next time, but...
Yep. Okay, so let's do the D8s and the D6s. It's been so long since I've played.
It's been like a month, other than the... Yeah. Okay, here we go. Come on.
That's 6, 12, 18, 26, 30 damage, where the it's 8 electric,
Okay.
12 ice, and 10 fire.
Okay.
So 20, and then you double the 10, right? So 40, right? 8 plus 12 is 20,
Yeah.
plus 20 is 40.
Yeah. So another 40 points of damage coming in on Richter. Richter, still bloodied. Still bloodied. You haven't crossed the next threshold. Still very bloodied.
Mm-hmm.
What I will do for you is I will say that Richter is paralyzed on this turn to sort of retro fit our mistake. And then what he has to do is we're going to roll for him. Oh, he fails. Okay, so he will remain paralyzed through this turn as well.
Okay.
Because he does have to succeed a saving throw to unparalyze.
Yeah, if I was paying attention, I could have freaking just absolutely bodied him right now.
That,
but
you know what?
it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. That's the facts of life.
Okay, so further factoring it in. If you... Oh, you haven't been doing melee attacks. We're okay. If you hit a paralyzed creature with a melee attack, it's an automatic crit.
Yeah, we're not doing any of that.
Yeah, but
all range.
That
all
hasn't
day.
changed yet. So, yeah, Richter, after causing a fissure, is unable to break through the paralysis this round. Titania.
Titania is going to do another wing knife.
Okay.
Here we go. Um, 21.
Hits.
Okay. We're gonna do 3d4. Gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 damage on that one.
9 damage. Okay, Richter is now what we refer to in the business as mortally wounded.
Okay.
You have crossed another threshold.
Yes. Bullet does a lot of damage. We're gonna try to... Can Bullet fire off like the ice portion and then like hold for a second and then electric and then fire? No, we'll go with no. Okay.
Yeah, let's go with no for that.
Okay. We're gonna go for it.
You're gonna go for it?
I'm gonna try to clean him up. I'm gonna try to clean him.
All right. While he's paralyzed, it's probably a good time to try.
Yeah. And can I, prior to on that last round, have used my light screen to just temp HP Howl to 1?
I'll allow it.
That way he's not like bleeding out currently. But
Yeah.
Okay. So that, and we will try to purify Richter.
Okay. No roll necessary on a Moon Touch Pokemon. On account of how many times you've done this now.
Okay.
You just hold a hand out, create that image of the sun again, and you pull this massive root of corruption as all of these tendrils and tentacles are yanked from Richter's form. You see this massive, hulking form of a Tauros, eyes wild, looking around. He starts like kind of bucking and kicking towards the walls, and the earth is kind of shaking beneath his feet.
In my best Wild Bill accent with a cowboy hat on, lasso at the ready. I want to do a, "Yeah, Richter, calm down, it's okay. Yeah."
Give me a performance check. And Richter's going to make an insight check. And do about as well as you'd expect a bull to do on insight.
Oh no! 3 for me. Yeah. I'm not gonna.
Come look at this purple
I'm not gonna
dice.
affect that. What you get? A 3.
So, in this beautiful moment, yeah, Richter, yeah, calm down, yeah. The one time you heard Wild Bill speak,
Mm-hmm.
Richter kind of calms down and stops trying to throw earthquakes and fissures in every direction. On account of he's also still kind of working off some paralysis that mostly went away with the Seed of Corruption. Meatloaf Rooster, what do you do with that Seed of Corruption?
I am going to turn that into a stone,
Okay.
a catalyst, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to think on that for a minute, and I will do a leaf stone.
Okay. Very good. You turn that Seed of Corruption into a leaf stone. You are also currently in possession of an Ultra Ball that could be used to recall Richter.
True.
Because otherwise he is 15 feet deep in a hole.
Yeah. Well, I want to see, is he like fully calmed down?
No, but he's not like
Okay.
thrashing, actively trying to open fissures in the earth.
Okay. Now I want to see if I can try to communicate with him
Mm-hmm.
mentally, with the intention of being like in another plane with him, similar to what the Prime Mind did with me,
Mm-hmm.
where we can communicate.
You want to jump into the brain space.
Yes, I want to see if that can be done.
Give me an intelligence saving throw.
Give it a shot.
Not a super high DC. This is not a very intelligent creature, but there is a chance.
21.
Okay. Milo, you like Psychonauts. You just take a moment
Hmm.
and just project yourself into Richter's brain. It's a pretty dismal scene in here.
Okay.
It's a farmhouse that is mostly burned down. There is blood all over the floor. Richter is towering over very solemnly the gored corpse of his closest friend and ally. And overhead is a blood moon, bright red, pouring this awful red light down over Richter, keeping him in a perpetual state of sorrow. But as you immerse yourself in this space, the dawn light that you carry with you as a symbol of purity burns away that moonlight, and the sun begins to rise. And with it, that blood all over this scene pulls away, and Richter spins to face you as Wild Bill disappears behind. Takes a couple cautious steps towards you, and not in an aggressive way, kind of headbutts into your chest.
I will pet him to console him, and hey, I've seen other Pokemon that have been in a similar situation, and I know beyond a doubt that was not your fault. And I think together you can help us save your fellow Tauros from this state that you are also in, and make sure that this doesn't happen to anyone else. We can set you up to protect the farm. But I just need you to take a minute and relax and heal and be open to some teamwork.
Give me a persuasion check.
10.
10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Richter looks past you, and if you were to follow his eyes, you see a field of Tauros, sort of grazing together. Richter takes a couple cautious steps towards them as they start to turn all white. And in a moment of slight fear and panic, he slams his hooves down as a fissure tears towards all of them, kind of buckling their legs and knocking them down, leaving them quite weakened. And he turns back to you and kind of nudges towards you.
Okay. In case you weren't aware, this isn't real, but I think we can do this. We've got Mitch and Reyna and Alonzo ready to help, and I think our efforts combined, we can make this work. Do we have your help? Thank you. I appreciate it. Now we're gonna go back out there, and I just need you to relax, let your muscles heal. I will help you heal. And if preferred, we can put you in an Ultra Ball and get you healed up that way as well. And I will weigh it out like in my hands and have the Ultra Ball on one side and just like your typical like healing salve in the other,
Okay.
kind of representing like, do you want to do it this way or do you want to do it this way?
He'll motion to the healing salve.
Okay, fair enough. All right, you're a formidable foe, and I'm hoping we can work together. Just remember, we gotta remain calm. And I will kind of
Okay.
throw myself out.
You just fully psychonaut inception a 4 intelligence bowl.
You gotta start somewhere.
As you leap out of his brain, Richter just looks up at you in the pit. It's just like, help.
So with
Cow
that,
in a pit.
I will benign transposition him up 30 feet out of the pit.
Okay. You launch a little psionic tether. Richter's used to being lassoed, but not psychically. As you kind of just like pull him up with this like green tether, lifting him out like it's that like the like Half-Life gun or whatever. Like you just lift him,
Nice.
pull him out of there, plant him on the side of the hole.
And
he looks out and sees that field of all white Tauros.
yeah.
Sees Reyna and Mitch and gives you a nod.
And I'm gonna tell Bullet to go back with Alonzo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to the PC. I'm gonna to put Howl in there. I'm gonna thank him for his prowess in that fight. We're gonna keep Titania because she's better when she's weaker.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll have Titania, Bullets with Alonzo, and then I'm gonna have Wadsworth with me still, and then Monty again.
Okay.
And then I'll walk alongside with Tauros out to the front of the shop where we see the other two.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to say, it's worked, and I think it's time.
All right. Put yourselves wherever you want to be. For your records as well as mine, Richter has 17 AC, 300 hit points.
Wow.
He's a beefy boy.
Monty, Bullets up with the guy.
He has Earthquake in a 60-foot cone, or he has a single target fissure. Fissure, you roll a d20. Nothing happens unless you crit.
Okay.
If you crit, you kill the target.
Okay. Okay. So I think right now what we're going to do... What's my range on that? It's a what cone? 60?
60-foot cone.
60-foot cone.
So it's big.
Yeah, like huge.
Starting from him, it's going to go out diagonally 12 squares in both directions. 60 feet is big.
Yeah,
big cone.
that's real big. That's real big.
Like if you put him here and he launched that, he's going to hit the entire field.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
We... Can Bullet carry Wadsworth?
Yes.
Okay.
He can carry Wadsworth or Alonzo.
Okay. That's
Can't
yeah,
carry
not
both, but
That's
yeah, he
totally
can bring
fine.
Wadsworth.
Totally fine. We're gonna try to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Wadsworth is gonna ride on Bullet
Okay.
and flow just above them.
Just above.
Target basically everybody in that herd
Okay.
for Cloud 9.
Yeah.
And then try to just earthquake the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, anyone that's like knocked out will not be
They'll
knocked
go to
out.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And any other ones that escape are going to go this way, and they can do their bolos. And then I think Alonzo and I will split the other 2 payloads. I'll give some to Monty so he can drop them off maybe out of his mail pouch. We'll put it on backwards and have a tube.
Yeah.
And so he can just...
Carpet bombing.
And go that route, because I think that might take him out.
Okay.
Because it would be cool to like do it after the payload, but I don't want the earthquake to like break the Pokeballs of the successful ones. That seems like that's
fair.
A potential issue.
That is a fair concern.
So we're gonna do that.
Okay.
And we're gonna see if we can handle it.
3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So your plan is Wadsworth is flying with Bullet over the top of this herd, activating Cloud 9 on all of them, preventing a one-hit kill.
Yeah, and he'll have the backpack of Pokeballs if anything's left.
Okay.
And then
Richter's going to fire off an earthquake
and then the 3 people...
to get everyone's attention.
The 3 people will have the bolos, the horde balls.
Yeah.
I'll have some... Monty will have some other great balls to toss out of his backpack, ready to go. But we're hoping that this earthquake does a mighty amount of damage.
Yeah. So, I'm going to roll for each cluster of 6.
Okay.
The one odd one out is going to... If it's a pretty even split, he will err on the side of perishing, but in sense of failing. So, failure, success, failure, 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 failure. 1 cluster of 6 made their saves.
It's the 1, right? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
So, here's what happens. I'll let you roll the damage. It's 4d12.
Okay.
1 cluster is going to take half damage.
Okay. 9, 10, 17, 29.
29? You didn't even need Cloud 9. You left all of those guys at 1.
Really?
They have 30 hit points.
That's hilarious.
1 cluster of 6 takes 15 damage, leaving them exactly bloodied.
Okay.
Because we round up in this house.
Okay.
So everybody is eligible
Okay.
for purification at your leisure.
Okay.
But none of them went down.
Okay. Perfect. So Wadsworth's gonna dump the Pokeballs out.
Okay. How many Pokeballs are we dropping?
All of them.
Okay. How many did I give you?
29. 27 or 29.
27 and 29. Let's go with
28.
let's split the difference. Yeah, we'll call it 28 for now. So what we're gonna do is let's roll me 4D. What do am I trying to do here? Do 4d6 and a d4. And that's how many... No, that's stupid. Just roll 2d20s. It's fine.
2d20s?
We're going to do 2d20 plus 15. But it won't exceed the number.
Oh, 35?
Okay. So yeah,
Plus
I was going to say
15 is
I was going to say
50?
we're not going to exceed the number of Pokeballs you drop.
Yeah.
So 28 of the 37 Tauros are caught,
Okay.
which leaves you with 9.
Okay.
From that carpet bombing of Wadsworth, catches all of them, and they all just kind of shake because they need to go somewhere.
Uh-huh.
But for now, we'll just deal with it. It's fine.
Okay.
So you've got 9 left.
Okay.
And
And
assuming we have held actions for everybody to do all
they
of this
haven't
stuff.
reacted at all?
So they're about to.
Okay.
They will charge Richter
'Kay.
because he's large and
Sure.
in charge.
Yes.
They will run.
Okay.
Reyna. There are 9 coming at Reyna.
Mm-hmm.
The most this can catch is 6.
Okay.
So roll me a d6.
Okay. 6.
3 remain there.
'Kay.
They're stuck in difficult terrain.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch,
Okay.
roll me a d6 with your horde ball.
3.
As if planned perfectly, this plan goes off completely without a hitch. You catch 28 Tauros and Pokeballs out in a field.
Just pulled an Ash Ketchum.
You did. You caught an entire herd of Tauros in a second.
Mm-hmm.
As everybody kind of starts rejoicing, Richter just walks over to you and nudges out towards the herd, and then just slowly begins trudging out towards all the balls on the floor and is like, "Hey,
Yep.
you, where'd they go?"
All right, team. We've got a limited amount of time. Let's begin this process. I need the 3 of you ready with ropes.
Yeah.
We're going to take this first one extremely seriously, and we'll figure out our groove as we go.
Okay.
And to get it out of the way now, in a hypothetical situation, if every single one of these somehow goes off without a hitch, I'm going to take the corruption to make a smorgasbord of stones,
Okay.
so that we have them for the upcoming battle. But I'm going to take 3 of them and consume them.
Okay.
Okay.
Infinite power. This is like when I told Griff to kill 10 things and he killed like 37 in a second. And then he was like, "He did it." It's so good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, same deal. Walk me through your process for the first one.
Okay.
And if it goes swimmingly,
Okay.
we're going to sake of brevity this whole thing.
Okay.
Because if you can handle one and get in a routine, they're all going to fall in line.
So the
Because as you know, when you catch a moon touched, they just sit pretty
Yeah.
docile.
yeah.
So it's going to be good.
The first one that we're gonna send out,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have 2 of them wrangle feet.
Okay.
So they're both gonna try to get all 4. So in a realm where they both succeed, there's 2 ropes around all 4 legs, but then there's
Okay.
a fail safe. The third person is gonna try to wrangle the horns so that they can't like go in the direction that they want to go.
Yeah.
If they try to run. They're already all at 1 HP for the most part.
Yeah.
So there shouldn't be too much resistance. I'm just going to try immediately to purify them.
Okay.
And then the intention is I'd like to do 2 or 12. I was going to say 2 batches of 6. If we get through 12 and it goes okay, let's do 6.
Okay.
And if 6 go well, then I want to send out 2 and do it and split the difference.
Okay.
And then if that works really well, we're going to do 3.
Okay.
We're going to work our way up because we have a batch of 6 we have to let out at once.
Yeah.
So if we get to 2,
Start working
then I
onto
want to
that.
do the 3 with the 3.
Okay.
Because then that's done.
Yeah.
And then we can slowly work our way up to the 6.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
Grab 3 D20s.
Okay.
1 is for Alonzo, 1 is for Reyna, 1 is for Mitch.
Okay.
This is their contribution
Okay.
over the course of this.
Okay.
This is a group pass-fail.
Okay.
Go Go ahead and roll, and then I'll tell you what their bonuses are, because I was gonna do the thing I always do and complicate it immensely.
Alonzo, Reyna, Mitch.
Okay.
Alonzo with a 13,
Beautiful.
Reyna with a 10, Mitch with a 15.
Okay. So Alonzo has a +1 to strength.
Okay.
Reyna has a +3.
Okay.
Mitch has a +4.
Okay.
Everybody got above a 12.
Yes.
This is good. So you send out the first Taurus.
Mm-hmm.
Ropes come flying out left, right, and center. Reyna and Mitch lasso the horns. Alonzo's a little confused, kind of like just flings the rope and it goes like loosely over the Taurus. It makes no attempt to escape.
Okay.
It's just kind of chilling there as you walk up and purify.
Okay.
1 down.
Okay.
36 to go.
Yep. We're gonna do a couple more. Make
Okay.
sure it wasn't a fluke.
All right. However many you would do before you jump to 2,
Mm.
easy peasy.
Let's do 4 of them.
Okay. So 5 down.
Mm.
We'll cover what you're doing specifically with those probably off camera,
Okay.
just to keep it easy.
Okay.
5 down, 32 to go.
Okay. So now we're gonna try to do 2.
Okay. Same deal here.
It seems like because they're not moving as much
Uh-huh.
and they don't really care, what we're gonna still do is have one person try to do feet. Alonzo is trying to do feet. Who is the other person doing feet?
Probably
Whoever?
Mitch, but
Okay, that's
as
fine.
you may have caught, Reyna and Mitch just go for each side horn
Okay.
because it holds the head steady.
Okay.
And if it can't look, it won't charge.
Okay. So,
Because lassoing feet is pretty tricky to do.
okay. So what we'll do then is have Mitch and Alonzo try to do the horns of one, and Reyna try to solo the horns of the other, and I'm going to purify Reyna's side first because she's by herself.
Okay. Very good. So, Reyna, throw me a d20 and add 3.
Crit.
No problem at all. She's like, I got him. And you just
Got him.
purify another.
Okay.
Okay. And
Roll
then
for the
same
other
deal
two.
for the other 2.
A 6 for Alonzo, and you said it was +4 for Mitch?
+4 for Mitch.
13 for him.
Mitch barely succeeds.
Okay.
Alonzo does not. However, to this point, I can drop the charade. The ropes are unnecessary. When
Okay.
you send out the Taurus, they just sit there
Yeah,
and they just wait.
you never
But-
know.
Yeah,
You never
that's
know.
a good call. But
But
there's your first 2 at a timer.
Okay. So we're going to do that 2 more times.
Okay.
For another 6.
So
That'd
knock
be
up
11
another 6.
total.
You got 11 done.
All right. This one, we're going to let out that group of 3.
Okay.
And we're going to do the same thing we did for 2, but one of them's going to have nothing because they haven't been doing anything. I will try to purify that one first.
Okay. As they pop out, all 3 of them together, they just sit.
Okay, I'll purify the first one and
Okay.
then move down the line. Nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening.
All right. Well,
It's at that point I'll open it up to you for the sake of brevity.
okay.
37 Taurus,
Yeah.
also known as a full-on group of medium cavalry with Richter at the helm, stand purified in Oriander Field. You've got some statues in the mart if you want to hit those.
I do. If I can do 38 Tauros
Yeah.
in one go and it didn't get harder as it went,
Nope.
I'm feeling kind of confident that we can try to take on
Plus,
some of these
if you consume 3,
people. Yeah.
it gets even easier.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Okay. Who's first?
How many were there total? 38.
38
right?
Taurus.
So there's 35 that I'm splitting between stones, and we'll go over that in a bit.
Yep.
Uh,
You can take like a week or 2 to do the math on that if you want to. We can cover what other things they can
do
turn
it in the
into.
post show too.
Yeah, we can figure that stuff out.
We've got Merle, we've got Daniel, we've got Lyle, we've got Jess.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do Daniel first still.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw from Milo Richter.
Wrong button. Wisdom, baby. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. 28.
28. At this point, purification for you, you're like, be healed, Daniel. I cast away the moon dust. Daniel will emerge not exhausted like the prior few that you've done. You seem to be getting a handle on this, of bringing them back to their former glory. Milo?
Hey, Daniel. You? Yeah, it's good memory.
Huh.
Hey, I need you to not panic right now. I don't know what you remember before anything, or what the last thing you remember is, but I need you to remain calm.
Okay.
We're gonna be helping everybody, including your kids that are right here.
Yeah, he'll connect and then look at you, and you're like, remain calm.
Remain calm. I'm new at this. I'm able to help people. And
all right.
This process may be slow, but if we start to heal Lyle or Jess and they start to panic, I need you to pull out your fatherly form and keep them from doing anything too crazy and keep them as calm as you can, okay?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. We'll try to help Jess next.
Probably a good call. Lyle might be a little excitable.
Yep.
All right. Wisdom save. Come on, buddy.
25.
25? Same deal. Be gone! I cast you out. Jess is purified.
Okay.
Oh, man, what happened? Had the craziest dream, and Daniel's just like, you're okay. Just giving her the once over. And then it's just like kind of very excitedly and kind of expectantly like, my son.
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure that you're doing your
He's
dad
not like
thing.
rushing you, but he's like, breathe.
All right, Lyle, my boy. Lyle, the favorite NPC.
This of all the ones.
A 19.
19's good.
Okay.
19's good. As you purify Lyle. Oh, hello.
Hey, Lyle.
It's nice to see you.
It's nice to see you too, buddy. And
How have you been?
I'm going to give him a big hug. I'm not
Oh,
going to answer
hello.
that question.
Okay.
Yep.
Hi, it has been so long since I have seen you guys.
It has been so long.
How have you guys been doing?
You know what? It's been an interesting adventure, and I'm
As
sure
Daniel
you've had
just
some fun days
scoops
too.
him up, and he's like, "Yeah, it's been very fun. Dad, what are you doing?"
Yes.
I'm talking to my friend.
Give me a couple minutes here, Lyle.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to go save Merle.
Yeah. All right.
29.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, if there's ever one you could probably fail on, in the eyes of the audience. All right, Merle, same deal. You just walk up and you go, and you just astral punch him out like Hulk out of his own body, as you just free him.
You okay?
What happened?
A lot. So I want to usher them out of the shop.
Okay.
I would like them to not dwell on the broken person in there, because they might be able to connect some dots.
Sure. Yeah.
And
You're like, out we go. Come on.
I'm gonna corral them plus the 3 that are standing. And long story short, I'm gonna debrief them on what I know as far as like what happened to them and what is coming.
Okay.
And give them the option of, you know, you guys are welcome to try to rebuild here if you want. Otherwise, I would recommend moving to, say, Ambercrag for the time being, at minimum for the invasion.
Mitch and Daniel are like, that seems like the best idea. And Mitch will tell you that's where he told Terry to run.
Okay. I'm not sure if she's there, but I recommend you guys doing that. I do want to pull aside Mitch, because I have the longest standing with him, and to my recollection of the people left, he'd be the highest in standing in terms of a leader.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to let him know there's a person in there that's broken, that's not gonna make it.
Right.
I think we can try to save anyone else that might not be.
Okay.
For obvious reasons. I'm thinking if we bring them back, it's just going to be an arm, and I don't think super glue in this context would work. That being said, it might be... There's nothing left, right? It's just that farm building because everything was natural. There's just the mark.
Anything made of wood or other organic material is powder.
I believe those... let's say you're walking to Amber Crag, and I would phrase this better, but
yeah,
for...
This is fine.
Just for conversation, on the way back, if you find people that are statues, I don't think they're going to be a target for this invasion. I think they'll just walk right past them. But if there's any, like when you get to Amber Crag, if there's a space in the hospital, you can keep them, and we can look at curing them later. There's other stuff we have to do right now to prep for all this that's coming. But if they're nearby, drag them into a safe place. If not, I don't think they're going to be a target. They might be okay, but try to make note of them so we can fix them later.
I can do that. Is there a way I can get that to you, or?
So if you go to Amber Crag, yes. Phoebe, if you remember, she's the one that was actually bit by the spider.
Yeah.
She's in the hospital. I can communicate with her.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she's still there and will be for a bit. Other than that, my family's there. My mom's there. She can get a letter to me.
Okay.
If needed, and
it's the least I can do is get a head count for you.
And we can try to help as many people as possible. As for the Pokemon, to my knowledge, like these Tauros, like these things become moon touched, as we've been calling them, we can fix them. I am unsure on the specifics, but it seems like after a while they will turn into this creature, and I'll try to like draw it to the best of my ability.
Okay.
They will eventually morph into that, and I don't know if it's too late at that point. So if you find any that are those rock creatures, those things are getting intelligence, they're making it harder. I would recommend just putting those ones down. Anything that's still moon touched, if it's for the survival of the group, put them down. But if possible, if you can leave them alone, we can try to fix them as well. Totally up to you, but that's kind of how I see the world right now. And yeah.
Well, we're missing time. I trust you.
Okay.
You saved what was left. So anything we can do to repay that, happy to do it.
Appreciate it. And just so you know, Ansem's out there as well.
Oh, thank God. Crazy old man.
Yeah, but he's the only other Oriander resident we've seen. So I'm going to hang out here for a little bit before we move on to our next thing, because I got to heal my team after that fight. But
sure, yeah.
If in that meantime you guys want to stock up for supplies at the mart, or look around any other perimeters, see if you can find anyone else before I leave, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, we're going to be healing up and moving on.
Okay. Reyna and Alonzo opt to do one final pass around the town, see if they can find anybody. Mitch and Daniel start hitting the shelves and packing bags.
Yeah.
Getting ready to roll.
So it is at this point, now that it's just my team and everyone's kind of healing up. Howl's in the worst of it, but everyone else seems pretty good. So I'm going to, in this moment, have Bullet, Wadsworth, Monty, Titania with me. I will have Atticus and Pip out.
Okay.
For the sake of it. And as follows, I will address my team, say, guys who did a wonderful thing today. I'm really proud of everybody. I know we took some hits we weren't anticipating, but overall, given what we were up against, I think that was a really solid plan. And I'm happy that you guys were there with me to put it together and make sure it happened. Monty, Titania, I know there have been some difficulties lately as far as the team goes, but I really think that if you two can work together, you two would be an unstoppable force. I know the blossoming leadership within Monty and the just straight tenacity and bravery that Titania has. I think the two of you can lead this team to do great things, and I'd like you two to work together to do that. Monty, I kind of see you as someone who would make good decisions. In Titania, I can see you as someone who can back those up and hype up the team to achieve those goals. And I have a rather large favor and task to ask of you two. I would like the two of you to travel with the team, sans Wadsworth and Bullet, around the region as we have been, and take on the gyms. Both the ones that we were not successful at, and the ones we have been successful at. And Monty, I want you to think of strategies and ways to defeat these challenges, many of which you participated in yourself. And Titania, I want you to help those come to fruition. And I think that would be just the right training for the entire team and the two of you to come together as a unit, get ready for the fights ahead, and put us in a good position to succeed, or worst case scenario, survive. So I leave you with the decision on where to go from here. I will be in touch if you need me. But as far as it goes from here, I need to get advice, look into what we can do to prepare for the times ahead. And I fear that that would put me in a mindset where I can't properly prepare everybody for what's to come. So I'm asking the gargantuan task of having you do that in my stead, because I know between the two of you, you will exceed what I can do. So I hope you can accept this and know that I wholeheartedly believe in you, and we can see it through to the other side. And I'm sure the two of them are not, they're like, oh.
Scrover. Hi, bud.
What's up, dude? I'm sure the two of them are kind of like, what the heck? Where is this coming from? Like, we just did all this together, and the last thing they want to do is work with each other. And neither of them are too pleased with this prospect. But Wadsworth would also step forward, and he would say, you know, I've seen in the manor room how you two work, and while it has been difficult in the past, I think your two differences and ways of thinking would actually work really well together. And if you two can work it out and see past it and come together as both leaders and teachers, the rest of the team will see more potential in themselves than they ever could have. And I have faith in both this decision and both of you, and I hope you two can believe in each other as much as I do. And I wish you luck. And the two of them, Monty and Titania, will begrudgingly look at each other. However, Titania is a little excited at the thought of doing a round of thrilling fights that aren't life or death. And Monty is begrudgingly accepting of the opportunity to kind of redeem himself after recent events. And Milo will do whatever lore bits it takes to transfer the team to Monty so he can access them, and he will set forth with Pokeballs in his backpack and fly the team as he has done before. Titania, not one to fly, is fine, but he will take Atticus Shimmer and Moonraker, and they will kind of fly off towards where they want to go first, and kind of tear in their eye, but wanting to make them proud, do that, and take that on, and also stop by the fight pits, visit Titania's mom, see how they're doing, and also that's where we'll meet in the end.
Okay, so you're going to meet them in Hillmouth
Mm-hmm.
when all is said and done?
Yeah.
All right.
So whoever finishes, if they finish first, they'll wait there and train with them and talk.
Mm-hmm.
If I finish all my stuff, likewise, I will go there, try to recruit whatever till they show up. So we both have stuff to do depending on how that shakes out.
All right. Yeah. The team is paws, claws, and webbed hands in. Everybody's acting strong for everyone else. And they take off, flying north. As the birds head off to do a gym circuit, the survivors of Oriander head out towards Amber Crag and the promise of potential safety, especially in numbers. Richter and all of the Tauros look to you, give you a nod, and Richter thinks towards you. Time and place. And then motions to the herd. As he then kind of nudges them all in the direction of following Mitch. They head off towards Amber Crag, who will now have to deal with an influx of almost 40 Tauros. But it's not unheard of for them.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, if all the Dothraki show up at your door right before a war, at first you're like, that's a lot of mouths to feed, but then you're like, but I'd rather have them for what's to come.
Yes, especially when it's ice zombies, and this is the end of the Dothraki.
Yes, yeah,
and then they all come back in. Yeah,
so that's what the Tauros will do.
Yeah, so they'll charge out and die, and then in the next scene there will be hundreds of them cheering.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, now that we know where that's going. Any other last minute things to handle for you?
I don't think so. I was just going through a lot of that, so if there's something I told you, I'm totally forgetting.
No, that was a last minute check before we say thanks to everybody for watching. We'll catch you in the next one, where Milo hooks up with D and they go seeking out some powerful beings, and stay tuned as well for Milo's team challenging the gyms in his absence. We'll see how those go as well. But until then, thanks and goodbye. See you later. With Oriander newly purified and the survivors on their way to the safety of Amber Crag, Milo and Monty part ways, each burdened by glorious purpose, but filled with hope for their future. If you enjoyed this episode of Boarding Party, please consider leaving a like on the video to show your support. If you'd like to see more of the Tots and stay up to date on the Laris region, why not subscribe to the channel? If you'd like to help us out in other ways, you can follow the links in this video's description box to our Patreon. From there, you can join the discussions in our Discord server, or check out the post show, Still Rolling, get a recap of every session with myself and the crew. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about Milo's efforts, the curing of Oriander's survivors, and the purification of a herd of Tauros cavalry. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next week as D makes the journey south from Amber Crag towards Port Thalo.